Hi. I don't know what's going on. Hello. Yes. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Oh, I'm echoing somewhere. I'm trying to remove from this one. Can you hear me now? You can hear me now? Abby said yes, but I'm echoing. I don't know how to stop this echo. But it's not letting my let me see. Hey God. So this is why DJ Wiki, you need him here. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? You can't hear me at all. Okay. I can hear people say they can hear me. So that's how they roast my head. Me too. I was like, oh yes, I can perform. I can do this, I can do that. And next week is performance. I'm feeling sorry for myself. So, anyways, that was that. Then my college, where the acting school, I was supposed to pay school fees. I didn't have money, but I ran around a bit and I was able to get something so that they would let me start. And I'm telling you, the classes are amazing. I have learned so much in 2 classes. It's unbelievable. Then Eid came and Joke invited me over. And of course, guess who was there? Abby Fash was there with her daughter. And we had a great time. And there was Abula on the menu. And trust your girl, I sat down with that Abula. Even with my one face, I can't eat meat. And when I said I couldn't eat the meat, I don't share more. I carried my meat, the plastic cup I used to finish drinking, I put the meat inside. I have soaked it inside pepper stew. The pomona has got hunchback, you know. So I plan to eat it with rice tomorrow. So, anyways, that's how things have been. And of course, my favorite Kara came today. So, going back to college tomorrow. Abby Fash was laughing at me. I was like, I hate food wasting, especially meat. Because if you return the bowl with the meat, they're going to throw it away. So I was like, I beg, I'm not throwing away my meat. Oh. Put it inside my bag. Jeje. I had a carrier bag, so I put it inside. Jeje. Won't try. So, it was so nice. And Abby came to my house. She got to see where the Mongol pruning is happening and everything. It was really, really nice. So that's how my week has been. Oh. Now, normally, this is the time when DJ Wiki Wiki will be joining me. But as I've said before, DJ Wiki has gone off to go and do some things for his family. So, Abby, join me, please, so that at least there'll be somebody else I can be gisting with before we go into our topic. Can you please join me? Or greatness. I can see Mayor. Oh, is it Mayowa? Hey, if it's Mayowa, I'm going to faint. Mayowa that I went to uni with. You can see that I'm here. I'm dying by myself. Hurry up now. And then, Bumi Teller, Candy, everybody, please, Mr. H, come and join. Oh. So, what else? Oh, okay, everything has been. I've just realized that the congratulations I gathered from the table, everything is on the floor. I'm a true Ijebu woman. Even though I'm not Ijebu, I schooled in Ijebu, so I have ate their food and I've drank their water. So I'm Ijebu. So they had this little congratulation pieces on the table, and I gathered a little bit because now we use it for crafting. So Abby was just laughing at me like, who is this old woman? I wish I knew how to upload those picture things. I would have put a couple of pictures of me and Abby and maybe a video or two. Maybe when DJ Wiki Wiki comes, he will do it for us. So it's been very, very interesting social media. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people, I don't really follow social media. Like I will see a story, it will entice me. Then I will now bump into something that will shock me, and I'm like, I beg, I can't do this. And I'll just close everything down and just lie down and sleep or something. So, ooh, sorry. This cold is entering places in my body that, you imagine, just 2 days ago, it was so nice and warm. Like, really, really warm. Even yesterday, I didn't wear tight. I just wear a dress and I wore my canvas, but it was warm. And I didn't even take a jacket. I didn't take a coat, nothing. But it was warm enough. But today, it's cold. Oh. So what are we talking about today? Since I have been abandoned, they've abandoned me. Love don't leave me anymore. Ah, there's no vacancy. Love, he has packed out. It's not living anymore. He evicted him. So, we're talking about clout chasing. And I remember someone saying, "Oh, what is clout chasing?" Me too. And I'm sure, I don't know, Shao. Maybe we've all been accused of clout chasing at one point in time. Because some people, they'll hear a slang and they'll just think that is the slang for everybody. So, like me, yesterday, uh, I showed my age yesterday. I was talking to Joke's daughter. We were taking pictures, and um, her brother said something, and instead of me to say "wow," like wow, you went there, I was like "limau," which is laugh my ass off, which had no relationship with what. So I was like, I used the wrong slang, you know. So I went limau instead of wow. So sometimes people will hear a statement or a phrase or a slang and they'll use it and they don't even understand what they're using it for. So, first of all, greatness, how are you? Let me say a quick hello to everybody. I be fast. I dey meet you. Come quickly. Uh, Mayor O, please God, let it be my wife from my uni. I miss you so much. As my paddy for John. So, anyways, I'm well, my sister. One day at a time. As I said, early this morning was a bit rough, but I'm feeling better now. It's only this cold now. It is cold. As you can see, I have a cover on my body. The cold is not asking questions. It's just activating itself. So going back to clouds, some people don't even know what cloud chasing is. But because they hear people saying cloud chasing, cloud chasing. So when you even say something that is your own personal experience, they'll be like, oh, yeah, cloud chasing. Like um person of the Lord, what do you understand cloud chasing to be? Because I think Ron actually put up something to say what cloud chasing is. No, he didn't. I thought he did. I'm trying to say. Oh no, hypergamy. He was talking about something. Okay, that's something different. So basically, if we look at, let me go into my, thank God for Google. Let us go into the Google. Let us see what the Google say. Let us go to the Google and see what the Google say. Cloud chasing. Cloud chasing meaning. So it say, aha, thank God, oh, DJ Wiki Wiki is the house. Wiki 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 Wiki. This one I will even vex. Play it, play it. Play they go, play they go. I'm not even going to vex. Play. Only 21 gun salute, 65. Nǹkan ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Even your fans are already shouting, finally, Mr. Ron is here now. Wow. So me, I be here sleeping for you people, and you did not care. It's when Ron came here. Now shouting, hey, praise the Lord. Hey, I don't suffer. Welcome, sir. We can't hear you. Me too, I suffered in the hand of this mute. No, mute. Mute, don't.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Hey, I be fighting the eye. Ron said
I'll
that
be
me
fast.
and you have met.
Oh,
I'll be
how are you
fast.
guys?
What is
Good
happening with
evening.
our volume today?
Can you hear
Uh,
me?
we're fine. We're fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, so I can hear you, but we
I
can't
can
see you.
I can hear.
I can hear. I can hear a hubby.
Okay.
I can hear.
Happy baby. Chop the knuckle. Chop the knuckle.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
are going to
Let's
show shake
let's make
it.
them jealous. Let's make them
Yeah,
jealous
so please send the photo to Ron so that I can put it up on the
in bikini.
Where is it on your Facebook?
in the screen.
Is
Huh?
the pictures is on WhatsApp now? Should we put it on WhatsApp or is it another one?
No, is it on
The
Facebook?
one on WhatsApp.
It's on WhatsApp. It's on
Oh
group
yeah, Ron,
WhatsApp.
put
Okay.
it up so that people can see.
Send it to my WhatsApp. Send it to my WhatsApp.
It's already on WhatsApp now. Well,
Oh, okay. Let me
I'll
Now
see.
so
look
you
for
dey
it for
do.
you. Not that I like to do
You put
anything. I'm
something
so
where you
waiting.
can see it, but he wants you to do that extra work of sending it to him because he's a permanent secretary wanting one thing.
Me,
I don't even
I do
understand.
not like this, After I've been to London and they've been taking care of me, I do not want any stress at
Abby, oh,
all.
quick, do not disturb my sister in the
Do
Lord.
not disturb me. Do not disturb me at all.
Please don't go and speak all your Igbo like I
I
saw in
found
one
them.
clip.
I found them. I
I
found them.
You found
I
them,
found them.
okay?
I'm coming
Okay.
back to
Abby,
them.
Abby, that's why I
Yes.
went and saw one clip where the girl was speaking English. She almost lost her teeth in the middle of this Oyibo.
Oh my
I'm
God.
going to tell you,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know
Ah,
how to do it like that.
it is an interesting thing. I worked today, so I was a bit like very tired. We didn't say you should put
Hey,
songs now. Should we have photo?
Bala. Yes,
We didn't say you
so
should
let
put.
me add
We
you
have
on.
Yeah, I'm putting
I
everything
don't know
on. Don't
what's
worry.
happening with my.
the
Hello?
Okay.
volume.
Yeah. Can you guys? Yeah, we can hear you, Abby. We can hear you.
Okay.
But we are echoing.
No, no. I was doing
Not
something, so
really.
I think I'm done with it. No echo.
No echo.
Me, I'm echoing, child.
They say you're not echoing. You're saying
Why?
you're echoing. You want
Why
to
Okay.
is
echo
Okay. So
me?
keep talking.
why is Bumitela not added?
I'm going. Where is she? I don't know.
I'm trying to add her, but
You
enemies
had
of
on
progress.
face. Ah.
Okay. Wait. I'll soon
I thought
try. I'll
she's
soon
not
try.
on I thought she's not on FB. So where you at
I
then?
just
No,
added
but she
with me
can come
now.
in through StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She
Hmm.
can come in through StreamYard. Ah, let them do what they want to do. They have cantechitis. That's what's doing them. They can't take her.
It's more in plain language. For people like us that are going to need dictionary. What's that?
So
She just explained
you can see
When you
yourselves,
have
Abby.
cantechitis,
Enjoying
Ah,
life.
that food. Oh
it
my
means that
days.
you are looking at
Ah,
somebody.
that food. There is a particular texture. Like when you put it in your mouth, you feel the roundness of the
Which
bokoto and the
uh,
and
oh
please,
it's
the food.
so
I exchanged my shaki for her bokoto.
oh gosh. And the meat that Abby gave me was kind of very soft. This meat that, and for me, I hardly eat meat though, but that meat was really,
It was shocked. When something is beyond soft, it becomes shocked.
ah,
You see these
you
two
stop
people.
eating. Yeah.
It's short now. This is what people were busy doing the
It's
whole
very
time.
short because see, it was like Abby was like a love lover. So we are praying for you guys. That's what
Hello?
Yasin means. So we're praying. We're praying.
No wonder I'm going deaf. That
It's okay. It's done. Anyway, it was an interesting
Hey,
one.
look at us.
I could see you dancing and I could hear the music. I'm
What
like,
happened to the
is he
video? It didn't show
singing
now.
You did you see just now?
The video just showed now,
No.
no?
Let
Okay,
me
me,
show
I
you
didn't see it
again.
yet.
this? Ah, yeah.
Okay, wait,
Oh,
wait. Watch this screen.
oh, it's happened.
Yeah. And sometimes they are. Which is even more annoying.
I
People
see the
do.
video.
Just go through that phase where they're like the rudest humans on earth. They'll just blank you, just look
Can you
straight
hear
through
that,
you
Anna?
like you don't even matter. Oh God. I'm
So
Good.
like,
this
Oh.
is how
mad
you do a
today.
busy catching fun over the weekend.
Yeah, it
DJ
was
Wiki
quite
Wiki,
good.
what's going on?
Haven't you
Sophie,
seen
you're
the
Abby,
leaving
video?
look,
Amy now?
I saw it.
No, I mean, it looks
I
like your
posted
No,
it
video,
I
in
can't
your
even.
network
which
is bad.
one?
You can't do
You
what?
shared it like 2 times
Oh,
now.
okay. Oh, there's
No,
still
I'm not
I
even
thought
worried
we were
about
talking
that.
about
What I'm saying
university.
is that I can't get
Ah,
into my system.
in Jersey.
You are appearing twice. I think there's a problem with your system. Let me take you off. Let me take you off, then come
Yeah,
back
I
again.
think
You're appearing
she's
twice.
your
Yeah,
parents' twice.
yeah.
Oh, the cost. Sorry, that's the bad part. Like, happy to get rid of
Okay, so
them.
I'll refresh
Sad
your
part that you have to
browser.
pay. I really wanted my son to stay in Jersey, but he refused. He went to Pennsylvania.
You mean
Only
I'll be Wonder or myself?
Abel
I was
girl,
like, come
Wonder
on,
girl,
you've been
restart
everywhere
your
already. You
browser.
really don't need to do this. It cost me so much.
If only Bumi know that we are hearing all our conversation, I've just muted her.
Yeah, muted her. I was gonna say that.
Muted her now. If I'm like I'm a one person like my guys, I would have just left it running.
You would have been interested, yeah. You would have been
Okay, let me
interested.
take this off. Let me take this
Yeah, you can take
off.
it off now. Yeah.
Bumi, we were listening to your conversations. Why is Abby everywhere?
Is she everywhere again?
Okay, let me
I
see.
beg you.
Abby, restart your browser. I don't know what
Restart
she did.
your browser.
Where's my phone? Let me call
Don't
her.
call her.
Yeah, let me ask her to restart browser. This cloud chasing thing. Off, switch it off and start all over again. Okay, so I passed the message on to her, and let's see if Bumi is back from her phone call.
Was she on the phone call?
Yeah, Bumi, can you hear
Yeah,
us now?
yeah.
Are you still on
Shit.
your phone call?
No, I wasn't on a phone call. I was just talking to someone in the background.
And we heard everything. We're just
Sorry.
being big old.
It's because my
We're paying
earphones are in. I'm
attention.
so sorry.
Uh,
What you
but
guys
why are you
better
looking
one
so
day,
good
my
today?
day.
Are you going on a date? Why are you looking so
No,
good today? Are you going on a date? What's going
I'm in
on?
the
Give us
office
the.
now. I have to look like a decent person. Usually,
Ah.
I don't bother.
So the office is not the wild, Abby. It's not in the
Exactly.
wild.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Get it.
you're looking good, just like Abby. After Abby finished enjoying the whole weekend.
That
But Abby,
weekend,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah, so
like
it's the
I'm
two
going to
Abbies
start
that had
briefing you.
fun, obviously.
Yeah,
so
Who,
like
me? Why?
I get worried when the women on this platform get to meet over the weekend because when they come back, they always come back with an agenda. Agenda
agenda. You need to see what my agenda was this weekend. It was really nice, and
frustrating.
I also pull up a stunt on my page where I said to people that something strange, that someone did something strange to me, and everybody was like, and I said, if I don't see 20 yes, if people don't tell me yes, continue with this story, I'm not going to continue. It was so funny. Even people that you would have thought would have walked past the post, they keep coming. Oh, please, can you tell us what next? I'm like, no, I'm waiting until it becomes 20. And it was really, really
Wow.
interesting. The fact that everyone was just waiting. It was just
Wait,
funny to
but
me.
let me ask you a question. Can this be classified as clout chasing?
What I did, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be.
You were you were emotionally teasing and blackmailing people into liking a post, which
No, I don't
ordinarily
want
might not
them.
have.
No, no. So what they did was naturally, I know quite a lot of people do read my post. They won't
Yes.
like it. They won't love it. They won't say yes. They won't say anything. They'll just walk past. They read, they walk past. And how do I know? If I see
It's
all
called
these people in real
monitoring
life,
spirit.
wait, if I
It's
see
called
them in real
monitoring
life,
spirit.
If I see them in real life, they start telling me everything on my post. And I'm thinking, well, you've never come to my post. Oh, I read everything. Oh, I read everything. I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. So on this particular one, I was looking like, okay, what can I do to get all my gossipers? I know that they read it. I know. So, but this time I want to catch them live and direct. So I started a particular post, and I said to them, I'm not going to continue this post until I see that people are interested. So it's like I have a super story if you are interested. So as soon as I said somebody did something strange to me, they were curious. They wanted to know what could somebody do to me that is strange. So they were begging. This is not even. It's not even funny. It was just like I was just laughing. I was laughing all through the night because they're like, oh, please, yes, somebody's saying 3 yeses, 4 years. Like I need 1 yes from one person, and it has to be up to something before I share it. And that post has about 50 something comments. So did you see it?
So wait. Because I'm trying to get to the
So that could be cloud chasing as well. It could be.
This is where we're going to. Bumi, do you agree with us that was cloud chasing?
It was.
No, coming from a super cloud chaser like Facebook tormentor as Bumi, and if she says it is cloud chasing, it is cloud chasing.
I'm not disputing that.
We're all guilty of it, honestly.
No, I am not disputing that.
No, I'm just saying that Bumi is the final authority, is the judge here. So if she says it is, it is. Bumi has provoked Mike Zuckerberg to the point whereby Mike Zuckerberg does not sleep again. He doesn't sleep. They're always timing Bumi's posts just to react.
But as is kind of, if I can speak for her, is kind of a combo, which is like a reality that people don't really like to hear. So I don't know if you want to call. She knows that they don't like to hear it. Maybe she's meant to keep quiet. And they say there's freedom of speech. At the end of the day, she should be able to express herself.
So who deceived you that there's freedom of speech? Sorry, who deceived you that there's freedom of speech?
There is to some extent, isn't it? There isn't anyway. I know that.
Yes, after the freedom to make the speech, there's repercussion after the speech. That's what I'm trying to say. You are free to say whatever you like, but there's always going to be repercussions. That's my point, Say whatever you like, express yourself. They encourage you to say anything, especially in the US. But the moment you say anything they don't want to hear, you're in big trouble.
I'm back.
Good that you're back.
Before we continue, Greatness says, please, I want to join you in the UK. Kindly find me a job, white man, scholarship in psychology. My dear, if I could find white man, you think I don't go down find one for myself? And the job, you think if I could do job, you think I don't go do one for myself? And the scholarship, if you think I don't wear scholarship there, you think I don't go collect one for myself? So I don't know. You have to to find these things. But the Lord is your muzzle. So I went into the Google, go to the Google to find the meaning of cloud chasers. And it says cloud chasers are those that do things just to project a hipper persona on social media, are greatly disliked, deemed superficial and fake.
Okay, so mine isn't fake.
It says
we're not disliked at all. We are the juice.
No, because because people were begging for the juice. So
let me go into Urban Dictionary. A cloud chaser is a person who strategically associates themselves with the success of a popular person or a currently contemporary trend to gain fame or attention. This personality disorder is often resembled as riding the wave without consent for damage or integrity. So the person doesn't have consent for damage or integrity of themselves. So apparently it's a disorder.
Oh, okay. I think I get what you're saying. That's a bit more serious. I honestly thought it was a slang. But they are.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That a lot of people don't even know the meaning of some slang.
The meaning of it, yeah.
Wait, please, everybody, please. Bumi, please, wait. Bumi, now that you know the definition, think back last week and think what I'm thinking. I'm not saying anything, but just think. Think back last week. Just last week, yeah.
What was last week's song again? I can't
I left a
remember.
final comment on your post, one of your posts. Just think about it.
On Bumi's post, there's like trillions.
Sorry.
Wait. I need Bumi to think about this thing very well.
She does not have a disorder. Stop it.
Huh?
What was last week's own again? I watched half of it. But I can't remember.
There was one you posted that all the tables scattered. The thing even scattered your own soul. Everything.
Right.
You see
okay,
it? Can you associate with it?
That was perfect example of clout chasing, honestly. Because
what
definition? The distinction that she's making is that it actually hurts you. And that's why what that girl did, the whole bestiality thing, is also a prime example of where it's like you're looking for attention, but with the added step of you don't even mind if it destroys you, your reputation, costs you something, just so you get that attention.
But what you did hurts me too.
I beg you.
Also,
here's another definition.
Okay,
it
go
says
on with the definition.
chasing is when the person tries to earn undeserved fame via many things, including spam, advertisements in places that you're not meant to, starting drama with the goal of boosting yourself, and again hurting yourself in the process without regard for that.
So
interesting.
So basically, people are thinking that this is a serious disorder. It's not a normal something.
Well, that girl proved it now. I mean, who fucking does that? By the way, did she actually have sex with the dog? Or
well, she said that she was only doing it to catch clues.
She just said it.
That she was catching clues. That she never slept with a dog, and that now her boyfriend has broken up with her. Her family are fighting with her.
And the police is looking for her.
And I'm like, how?
Yeah, because it's a crime, though. It's a crime.
Yes, the police is looking for her.
But that disorder, that's the height of the disorder, because you can at least lie to yourself when you're doing stupid things like, I'm just talking about my wedding or my clinical. But there's no way she didn't know that was disgusting and everybody would find it disgusting, but she still did it. That's like, she should be studied. She should be the first studied doctor of it.
Wait, Abby, do you know another one I saw? Abby,
excuse me.
Abby, do you know another one I found? Now I'm seeing that this guy's your Ledo Chase post about polygamy too might also be a stunt.
Yeah, that's what I put there. When I was talking about it, because it's actually I actually watched his video where he was like, I have the best actor 140. You did not talk about me. When best voice in the industry, you did not talk about me. When I was trying to go for presidency, you did not talk about me. But once I came out and said I had married another woman, I have a child, you started talking about me. Please, help me buy form so that I can go for president.
It's another disorder, just like the girls one. It's sick, man. Because at the end of the day, your let's say he has this reputational whatever. I don't know who's giving him anyway. But let's say he had about 50 or 60 before. The thing has reduced to 20. It's a senseless thing to think about. That you are saying that you're putting, because you're trying to get people's attention, you're putting your wife and everybody's going, seriously, that would have, I can't even imagine it.
Which is why I was saying that for many people who will be like, that person is a clout chaser. I'm like, do you understand what the meaning of clout chaser means?
It's getting, I think I will look at it from the fact that if you're going to an extreme without knowing without thinking of the consequence. Now, my consequence for whatever I've written today is that, okay, I said that one married man was helping me to fasten my sandal. And at the end of the day, I know that some people will be like, and I can't be asked because I don't belong to anyone. I belong to everybody. Anyway.
You belong to Dangote.
Exactly. And I made it known, as usual, that if the only married man that I'm really willing to sing because, so just in case a Christian sister or brother is looking. So same because it's Dangote, we will share the money together. We will be
He's
famous.
not married though. Dangote is not married.
I don't even care if he's married. I'll be 10 wife, number 10. Like it's money we are talking about, and I don't care if he's not fine. So and that I made my intention known, and I can tell you that virtually there is no guy that I've ever met that does not know that have this thing for Dangote, and they'll be like, "Are you joking?" But I'm not joking. No, it's a serious thing. Everybody knows that I'm very serious. Jokes apart, but in the real sense of it, I will. You have to look at the consequence of whatever you are cloud chasing or like what damage is it going to cost you? Like if you say that you were raped on a good day, like it's not a big deal. But at the end of the day, for having now, I've been saying that she doesn't want to get married. If she wants to get married, somebody that doesn't have brain in their family, God forbid, maybe you met somebody that has brain, and you now have their family member that doesn't have brain. They now make a big deal out of nothing. So these are things that you are just saying naturally, but some people are going to hype it up as if it's one big thing. That's different from
If
that's different from this.
somehow I jam, let it be on record today. If somehow I jam one man that his head is so correct, I'm like, you know what? I want to marry you. I will
Mm-hmm.
marry anything, anybody. Let them go say, I have
So we will drag you.
1,000 videos of Abby saying she doesn't want to marry.
Yes, we will
As,
drag you, just like the feminist thing. Yeah, we will
as,
drag you because they have told us that according to them, they
let them
believe that
drag.
whatever you said now, whatever you said now is infinite. You can't change your mind, and
No,
all
but
of that. So
Abby, at the end of the day, the only thing that is constant is change. And as
it's
a
changed.
woman,
Yeah.
it's my prerogative to change my mind.
You
So
even
if
no,
I
not
meet a
even as a
man,
woman. I don't think it's as a woman, as a human being. You should be able to change. You're not subject to
exactly. So if
anything. You
I meet
can wake up
somebody that his head
tomorrow.
is correct, and I'm like, I'm going to marry, and then people, so I won't now marry him because people will
Greatness is
say,
laughing.
what will people say? They should say, in fact, they should come and eat rice on that day. They should come and eat
Yeah, so
rice.
you two you would kneel down and they'll do bride price
I
and all
never
of
said I
that and
wasn't
all
going
of
to
that.
kneel down. I never said
Okay.
any. I don't want to kneel
Me,
down.
I didn't
For
Wait,
even
some
sorry,
see this
men
one,
that
oh,
I
but I
don't
said,
want to marry,
sorry. Where's this topic coming from?
it's coming from different areas because there was also one influencer, these influencer people that
mm,
was like, no, that God forbid we never ever ever kneel down for a man during our
yeah.
wedding, that the bride price is going to be paid into our bank account. There's never
Mm-hmm.
nothing. No, don't
Yeah,
believe
she
in
said,
any tradition. And on the day,
mm,
now, people, cartel people
yeah.
that take records, people that work in record and statistics, they went and
See,
call
the problem I have with those people is this: when we are making
people that don't have
information,
work.
I think that should be a loving and intelligent man. Amen. No, Abby. They say you get married to a loving and intelligent man.
Oh, that's the only
Okay.
kind of man I intend to. If I ever get married, that's the
So
only kind of man I
you
intend to
know,
get
you
married
know,
to.
at the end of the day, it's all about knowing that nothing is absolute. In the sense that
Exactly.
when we are making our posts or our comments, I think sometimes I get in between using some and most, but I don't like to generalize issue. Like to say that, okay, of 100, oh, I know I will never kneel down to this person, or no, of 100, oh, I know I will never do this. For now, just like you said, this is your stand for now. But you could wake up tomorrow morning and say, you know what, fuck all the rules. This is what you're going to do moving forward. And I think we should be able to relate to that as humans, that, okay, we can change our minds. Our minds very flexible. So,
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it's my fucking life, not anybody else's. So if it's
Sorry,
something to do with wait now,
I
yeah,
want to get
if
sure.
something.
it's something wait, if it's something to do with my life, and whatever, for whatever reason, I've said, you know what, I don't want to do this. This is something that I don't want to do. I've looked
Hmm.
at my life, and you know what, I'm done. I don't really want to do this. That's my prerogative to say that I don't. And that's why people are saying, I know you will marry. I'm like, well, for now, I have no
Yes.
interest in getting married.
But
But
I
who
know
knows?
that you are
Maybe
going to find someone that will sweep you off your feet. You that you love before, so
okay.
that's no
So
problem.
then
Sorry.
Go on.
maybe
Sorry,
in
before this,
December, maybe in
sorry,
December,
before
I
this
will
thing.
meet one Korean guy that is going to scatter my skull.
Oh,
That will be
dear,
like,
I want Koreana. Ron was trying to say something.
Wait. Which one is it? That you don't want to marry or you don't want to kneel down when you marry? Which one? Where are you
which
standing
one
now?
concern me? We kneel down.
No,
I'm
she
not the
never
one
said
that said I
she's
don't want
not.
to kneel
So,
down.
though some people were saying, we're just using that as an example of
I'm
crowd
actually
chase.
I'm actually reading a post where a very, for lack of a better polite word, a very idiotic lady saying that she's going to do her tradition. I'm watching it now, I'm reading it. That she's going to do, she's Igbo and she wants to do traditional wedding. That she's not going to kneel down to serve her husband drinks, and she's not going to kneel down for the elders to pray on her because it's a patriarchal system that have been programmed into the minds of women. That she, the liberator of feminists, all the feminist movement, that feminists are fake. That she was always seeing feminists kneeling down during traditional marriage ceremony for their husbands and all that. And I'm like, you see, when you open the door of
Mm.
anarchy, there is no end to it. Madness just
No,
continues. In
That is
6
why
degree.
I wrote in that blurb that I don't know the kind of feminism they practice. Because again, when we go back to feminism, when we go back to what feminism is, all of the
mm-hmm.
nonsense that we see a lot of people do in the name of feminism, it's got nothing to do with it. You'll be like, wow, what are you talking about? How does this represent being a feminist? It has nothing to do with it whatsoever. Because you're a feminist doesn't mean that you do. So you're a feminist, so you will not follow the rules and regulations of society. Because you're a
Mm.
feminist, you even the thing is with feminism will change things, but they are aware that they don't change things immediately. They will change it gradually. So if they see
Okay.
something that they feel that is not really fair, and it's about fairness, equity. If it's not fair, right? So a
There is
woman does not have a say over her
there
own
there
life. That is
there
not
is
fair.
nothing not fair in somebody kneeling down for their elders. If it's your
Exactly.
tradition,
There's nothing
it's
not
got
fair about
nothing.
that.
There's
So
nothing
what's
not
the
fair
meaning
about
of
that. There's
Okay, so
nothing not
Abby,
fair.
it's so obvious. Call her out. All this explanation you're doing is just
who are I
unnecessary.
don't know who you're talking about though.
You don't need to know her. Let's not call names. Just identify that this one is not part of your
But that
movement.
is what I'm saying, and
No,
that's what I
like
just
for
said
me,
just now. It
and
makes
I'm going to
no
say this,
sense.
and I've said this maybe not on this show. I am not a feminist
I
because
am a
I do.
feminist,
Yeah,
but I
because
am very
I
well.
do not, because I do not go by titles. However,
Mm.
one of my major principles is fairness. Is equity. I know that we can't treat everybody equal, but at least be fair in your judgment, be fair in your reasoning, be fair
Exactly.
in the way that you do things to people. Now, why do I not want to associate myself with any label or anything? And that's not limited to it's not limited to feminism. I would rather not identify myself. Maybe on paper, if you want to write something and I just want to go, I don't want to start explaining. I can say that I'm a Christian, but in real life, I would want to identify myself as a child of God, a daughter of
Mm.
God.
Mm.
QED. Don't put me
Mm.
under anybody's box.
Yeah, I've been a
Don't
feminist since
associate.
1992.
Okay, now
And
let's
and and
fast
and
cruise now.
and the reason I'm saying that is that a lot of things that people call something is either because they are
Excuse me,
clueless
excuse me.
or
No, continue. I'm just
no,
going
is
off
that
air.
yeah, it's either because they are clueless or they haven't got any clue about something. They just say things like, because you see, if Bumi is going to describe feminism now, I think Bumi too is feminist. I don't know, but you will see that the version that she's going to coming from is going to be slightly different. I feel feminist on my whatever. They come with a different version, and I'm like, excuse me, hang on a minute, are you guys confused? And so if you want to say that because I share in your values, you want to say you think this person is a feminist, I am saying I do not belong to any group. I do not belong to any feminist group. My stance is that I just believe in fairness. Be fair, regardless of your So being fair doesn't mean that you don't give respect. So being fair, so it's your wedding day, for instance, and you chose, or maybe it's a tradition that you kneel down for your significant other, and they said, "Oh, this is what you're supposed to do." Unless you just want to start some unnecessary war that you don't really need, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. Now, this is not done because somebody is compelling you. I'm guessing it's only done out of respect. Respect, they say, is reciprocal. So if you kneel down for your husband, I know your husband might not be able to kneel down for you, but he will do other things to you or for you that is more or less like he's also doing his own part. And I will use examples. Sometimes I think we get mean about things. When I saw the couple, when I traveled and I saw the couple, the husband was fastening the wife's, and I'm just assuming they're husband and wife, okay? And I'm assuming they're husband and wife, but I don't know. Maybe they are not husband and wife. But we sure saw this man helping the lady to fasten the sandal, and I just look at it. I'm like, this is nice. So these people are playing love outside, though. It was kind of good to see that the lady doesn't have to bend down and all of that. Until I saw this brother that, it was like my primary school. How will I put it? A friend in primary school, the brother is this person. I don't know this person before until he mentioned his name, and I was able to link that name to my friends because I remember their name vividly. And then, this brother just said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll help you to do it." And for me, I'm like, if I want to prove my feminism and all of that, if someone can do that for me, then if somebody sees me doing that for him, let's say we are together, let's say we were married, would you look at me as a bad person? Because he has done that for me now to help me to goodness said she agreed that that person is idiotic. Okay, you understand? So, if somebody can do something for me, then it shouldn't be a big deal for me to see somebody else that needs that kind of a thing. Say the man just maybe he's limping, and I saw that he needed me to help him to do that. If I do that, would that be like somebody ruling over me? No, it's just me being fair to the situation. It's just me being fair, and I want to be fair as well. I want people to be fair to me as well. So for me, principle, golden rule is a major for me. Do what you want other people to do to you. If you want someone to respect you, respect others. If you don't want other people to respect you, you can disrespect. And you are going to be an elder someday too. So if you are saying you don't want people to kneel down for elders, then probably you're not expecting someone to kneel down for you as well. So I don't know. What do you think, Ron?
I think she's a cloud chaser. I don't believe what she.
Sorry, I
Well,
needed
I
to
don't
make a
believe.
cup of tea. The cold was too
Oh, sorry.
much.
yeah.
I don't believe she meant what she said, and I don't believe anything she said because to start with, what she said
But
is
now
not.
that we also know that this could also be a particular disorder, I think we have to cut them some slack as well because there's something definitely wrong for someone to be living in that kind of delusion.
But I want to
But
ask, why did they go and make this statement? Did they do a press conference? What did they do?
They write
social,
about it.
listen. Social media is going to end humanity, and each time I say it, people laugh. It's going to end to humanity. You give before people who you give access to mass communication, mass media, are people. Sorry, let me shout out to.
Hello,
So,
honey.
now that
Hello.
she's here, we are waiting for Bumi next. Okay, so yeah, shout out Casbit. Okay, nice. Okay, so here's the thing. Back in
Mm-hmm.
the days, you have to be a qualified person to have access to mass communication, any form of
Mm-hmm.
mass or any medium of mass communication or a
Mm-hmm.
public figure. When I say public figure, I don't mean influencer. I mean an actual public figure. Like you are in government, you are an expert, a known expert in certain fields and all that, or a broadcaster, right? Now we have normal people and abnormal people having access to this thing. And when they
Normal.
post, the medium does not care about their state of mind. The medium is going to deliver and disseminate information to
Mm-hmm.
everybody. And this is where we find ourselves, a situation where mad people are living among the normal people in the cyberspace.
Calm down
And,
now.
and this
Talk
is
to
a
them,
major
man.
issue. No, okay, sorry. Okay, normal people in special way also have access to mass, and now we are crying about cloud chasing, right? This is the subject for today. Cloud chasing. Anybody with a twisted mindset can just pick up his phone or her phone and type anything the soul desires and publish it. There's nobody checking, there's nobody verifying, there's nobody auditing, and somebody as normal as I am will receive it. And I'll start losing my temper that a mad person posted something.
But let's look at it this way. You said somebody as normal as you. So if you assume that this person that's posted is mad, if you are normal, then you shouldn't worry about mad people.
But here comes the
There are
problem.
more
Because
people
I'm
listening
normal,
to mad people now.
listen,
Eh?
my bitterness is not about mad people having the access. My bitterness is that the world we are in today, see, let me tell you about the mind of humans, right? You have a strong mind, happy fast, right? I have a very strong mind. We're very difficult to influence, right? And to some
Mm-hmm.
extent, the moon. And maybe Abby sometimes, sometimes, not all the
Hey,
time.
Hey,
look at
So,
it. She has a gift for you. Take it.
not all the
so me,
time,
I
eh?
got a strong mind.
But
Me, they toss me here and there, Abby. Go ahead.
wait now. So when you see people with some, it's difficult to, we are impervious to certain
Mm.
things. I don't know if I'm making sense. We'll see
Mm-hmm.
them and we'll just walk away. But guess
Uh-huh.
what? The percentage of people who don't have that shield to filter information is very, very large.
So
No,
what
but
We
what
the
are
what
thing
do
is
you?
that it's really more about young people because young
no, no,
people
no,
have
no, no,
more
no.
access. No, wait. Young people have access to the internet. So when they hear some things that people say, when they come across some people's posts, they'll be like, that sounds interesting. And in the world that we are in now, where is a lot of anything goes, so whatever you feel is how you
I mean,
feel. It's not about what
I
is
mean,
right or
which
wrong.
is
It's how
which
you
is
feel
why
and
which is
all of
why
that.
we all come out when things are not outrightly right. That's when people come out to correct those norms. That's why we are doing this kind of a thing that we are doing. That
But
when
you'll be
we
okay,
hear,
amazed. Abby, you'll
okay.
be amazed by the number of so-called adults who come out to. I mean, right now, personally, there are a group of people. There's certain people that I am disappointed in. And why am I disappointed? Wait. Let me. Why am I disappointed? When this Chrisland's situation came out about the girl in Chrisland, these are grown men and women who I have nothing but the utmost respect for, telling me that they have seen the video and that the girl was moving like a pro. They are discussing it, that they are seeing the video. These are people who are aware of the implication of having child porn on their phone or on their device. And yet they went to watch and not just watch, but judge that the way that girl was moving, she's a pro. And I'm like, do you realize this is child porn?
should
Do you
I
realize that
shock you?
and it's like how can you? So you'll be
Wait,
amazed at the
wait.
thing that we all of us will think in our rights. There will do something will happen now, and all of us here will be like, this thing is wrong. Let us go and talk outside. They will shut us up and say, what is it? Who made you judge and jury?
Sorry, Abby. Are you aware that I was actually talking when you interrupted for like 7 minutes? Like you forgot that I was the one talking.
Okay.
You know what?
Sorry,
I
sorry.
forgive everybody for interrupting. Let's do this thing properly.
You are all welcome to another segment of Ron Explains.
Okay, so now I was trying to go to the nitty.
I'm listening to you.
What's wrong, God?
Oh
What?
my god!
I'm here.
Wait,
Just give me
Wiki
1 minute. I
wiki.
need to get
You
a
should
cup
put
So
of
the
it
thing
as
has
DJ
rolled.
wiki wiki.
Wait. The thing has rolled now, so no interruption. So my fear is this: the people who have, the people with lesser will, like people who don't have strong will to resist or filter information, they are in the majority. those of us who can filter information and discern what is right or wrong, we are in the minority. The earlier all of us understand it, because I like what you just said, that people who you trust to make sound judgments have disappointed you. And what you just said is actual reality. People without sense are in the majority, and we like pretending they are in the minority. They are in the majority. They are the ones that one stupid class chaser will say something silly and they will all follow. They are the ones that a celebrity will tell, stick your head in the toilet, and they will all stick their heads in the toilet. They are in the majority. They are not in the minority. So you should be concerned when somebody that is not screwed tight up there to use the social media. I mean, I watched the video of the girl talking about sleeping with dogs. At first, I couldn't believe she was saying, because in my mind, I felt she has parents. She has a mother gave birth to a mother carried her in her stomach for 9 months and gave birth to her. And some people came for the naming ceremony and they were busy praying for this same girl during the naming ceremony. They left the busy things they were to do that day to attend that naming ceremony. Then they finished naming the girl. After naming the girl, she went to school, primary school and everything, only for her to finish and come on screen and be telling us how she did not hurt anybody. And I like what she said, because it brings to the fore certain nonsensical statements we make naturally. When somebody is doing something that is morally not wrong, we'll say, as long as it's not hurting you, what's your own? Yeah, on the surface, it looks like it's not hurting you. But when you look at the long-term effects, you understand. You know what? Remind me after party. There's a story I'll share. It's very, very deep. I'll share the story. It's not because of our algorithm. I'm not going to share it online. I'll share it after doing the
Ron, I want to ask a question. Okay, we have established that clout chasing is a mental disorder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the person who goes and puts up something idiotic, something stupid, something that is like, are you okay? That person obviously has a disorder going on. Now, what about the people who follow the clout chaser? What is their own disorder?
Good. Now, I was going to that. Do you know why I left Instablog? Sorry, shout out to Instablog. I don't have a problem with you. People are doing your thing, enjoying yourselves, making your money, and other influencers. I don't have a problem with them. But here comes the thing. I believe those ones are catching cruise, and they're just catching cruise with the headlines.
Instablog, twice. That's all now.
No, wait. I'm going somewhere with this. I don't want to judge them. I don't want to say that they are bad people. It's just that this is what they do for a living, and for some reason they get money. Well, it's questionable, but they are earning money from their craft. But here comes the thing. I left all those blogs because each time they post a stupid story or a not so normal headline, I tend to go to the comment section to go and read the minds of the people who they sold the story to. My sisters, I tell you, and I've never been this serious. I actually shed tears one night. Like, I'm like, this is the crop of people we have in my country. Like, so let's say all the old people die in politics tomorrow, right? All of them just die all of a sudden. I'm not praying for anybody to die. I'm just giving.
No, yeah, we're just saying that. Imagine it happens.
That all the politicians from 45 up die. Do you know we're in big trouble? Are you aware that we're in big trouble? This quality leadership we're looking for, it's actually scarce. We don't even know what we're playing with. We don't know the dangers we are facing. We don't know what's meet us in future. We don't see it. I see it when I read comment sections. Whether you are reading a topic about politics, social activity, or entertainment, socio-economical, entertainment, whatever it is. When you go through the comments, people within the age of 18 years old to 50 sometimes are posting on these blogs. You lose hope. You totally lose hope. Like, there's really no future. And you might think it's joke that they are catching cruise, but try and meet some of them in real life and tune them and see what's in their head. You just see that it's just cockroach there. Nothing else.
Ron, you see, the thing is, things that people like Easter blog, Easter gist, Easter whatever they are called, Linda KD, everything. Let's be realistic. What they're doing is not new, because if you remember when we were in uni, we used to have those rag magazines. Whose job was it to go and look for what was happening amongst the students, amongst the lecturers, and come and code and put it in the
No,
magazines,
no, no,
and we
no.
will read and we will get it. No, wait. But the
I
difference
think
was
don't
the
get me right.
level of
I'm not condemning.
education.
Yeah,
The difference is the level of education, because we had comprehension. We actually studied comprehension in school, where you had
Mm-hmm.
to comprehend what was, you were given a script and you had to comprehend what was being said. A lot of, when you see some of the comments, you see that somebody who just come from nowhere and just start shouting, what are you talking about? It has nothing to do with what is being said. And because the lack of comprehension is a frightening thing, because you see suddenly something that was a peaceful thing, next thing two people are fighting because of lack of comprehension, and they are swearing
that
and
one
cursing
is
each other out. Shebi, Abby, what was I telling you yesterday? That there was
Yeah.
someone that I was thinking of, maybe I could partner with this person to do some work, and then something happened online, and someone said something about them. Ezioku, come and see us. I was like, whoa. And the thing is that a lot of people don't understand that social media is now becoming the reference point for a lot of people that want to do business, that want to
God
employ,
bless you.
that want to,
God bless
it's
you.
becoming the reference point. So when
God bless
you
you.
you have this reference point and you just behave like, oh yes, and you come and say anything. Me saying I don't want to get married is not a big thing, because there are many people in the world who don't want to get married. I've not said, oh, I want to get married to a baboon. I've just said, you know what, I'm done with the whole love thing. I'd rather be by myself, or no, I'm not even saying I'd rather be by myself. I say I would rather have love, but I just don't want to go through the whole process of marriage, because for me, I feel it is a bit obsolete. However,
Mm.
again, wait, however, if I meet someone, and I've said this even before, I said if I meet someone who it means the world to them and they mean the world to me, I am happy to go ahead and get married for their sake. So there's a caveat
Okay.
to my statement.
Oh.
No, but this is the thing.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
When people come up like
mm.
this CEO lady, there's a lady called CEO. When there was
Bless
one
you.
that she said recently that she wants to train women to know how to take care of themselves, so that when men want to divorce them, and it is 55,000 naira. I was like, that's talk
No,
that you
she
want
said
to do.
15. No, she
Is
said
it
15,000,
15,000?
and then she will give them 500,000 something or whatever. I'm like, okay, why don't you just take minus and plus from the money?
Abi. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you saw the post. So this is a lady who has come out many times to say things, and I'm like, you woke up in your house, you ate, you got dressed, you
Mm-hmm.
spoke to people, and then you picked up your phone, and this was the rubbish you
No,
decided to
see,
sprout.
it will get to a stage in life. We have to know that even religious book have said that it will get to a stage where people will be told what their itchy eye ears want to hear. You understand
Ah,
what I mean? If your ear is itching nonsense, you will get nonsense.
yeah,
So
nonsense.
it means that at the end of the day, what is each and everyone's responsibility to kind of guard? It's like some people, do you remember during COVID, some people would be like, I've not even on the TV for any news. You
I
know
didn't
why?
put on
Because
my TV at all during COVID.
they are protecting their hearts from, from getting unnecessarily disturbed because of everything that's happening. So at the end of the day, people are going to continue doing this nonsense. But the only thing that we hold to stand kind of encourage ourselves is that it's not just about the damage you're doing to yourself, it's the image of yourself that you are building. Can you in a way, do you think after the chasing or whatever that you have done, do you think that image is still okay for you? I think
And the thing
Memu needs to
about
talk.
cloud chasing is today's news is tomorrow's newspaper. The
Mm-hmm.
maximum that anybody's gist lasts for, if it enters a week, it has tried,
Mm-hmm.
because new news is coming up. Everybody, when you have like 15,000, when you have 15,000 cloud chasers, So
Mm-hmm.
you've chased your own today. Another person will chase their own tomorrow. So by the time it's the end of the week, your own news that was everybody has forgotten it. They've forgotten. Maymoon, please come back because I was about to say, Maymoon, please speak. Next thing, everybody has forgotten what you're saying. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
forgotten what it is that you were talking about. I mean, let's look at last week. The week before, what was the gist? It was about Annie Dibia and the brother and one thing. Who remembers that gist anymore? Who remembers the
Still.
brother coming out and coming to
Yeah,
come and talk anything?
I saw it.
All these people
Then
who
then
come
we
out.
move to Osinachi. Then we move to
Osinachi.
the
Then Osinachi was the big topic. Then
uh,
Funke
the
Akindele, somebody
cowgirl.
came out to say something about her. Then
Okay, I'm losing my thoughts. Wait, let me just quickly round up. So
talk,
here's
talk,
the
talk.
thing. Here's the thing. When things like this keep happening all the time, reoccurring, and we take it with a pinch of salt, hoping that
Mm.
and that these people are not okay, that people will understand. Guess what? It's not true. Do you know that people are getting educated from social media? Like social.
Of course.
Have you ever seen it in the comment section? They'll say something about. Let's use an example. They'll say something about government, right? Maybe the owner of the blog posts a mischievous statement about something the government has done. It might be a lie, but they twist up. They use headlines to catch eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You will see pundits from hell. Like when I say pundits, hell from hellfire. They'll just come and give you analysis. You too, if your head is not screwed properly on the comment section, you get carried away. Like believe you will believe everything they are saying until you're like, wait, let me go and even check the numbers of what they are saying. You find out that the person spent a good time typing rubbish and posting, and it's going to have like 76 or 160 likes in one comment. And this is the mentality everybody.
See,
And let me tell you
I have.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Once they keep selling lies, and this is the problem I have with Nigerian government. Once lies are being disseminated and you don't debunk it quickly, right? I'm not saying that all of
Everybody
them are
will
lies.
believe it.
Uh, yeah. When you don't debunk lies because you are tired of debunking, guess what? Those lies over time becomes fact.
Of course, the
And people don't know
reality.
these things happen, they become fact. And by the time in future, when it's going to affect you and you want to defend yourself, it becomes a hassle. Because that time has passed. The people who enjoy the gist have died off. Then they passed on the gist to a new
Should I
generation. Hold it.
should I give you a very personal example? My ex
Right.
has got about 5,000 friends on Facebook. Okay.
Wow.
And this was I'm trying to remember exactly. It was in 2010. Um, at that time, I hardly use social media. I'll just be hello, hi, and all of that. Of course, if I do write anything, no one likes anything, no one. And so one day, and I realized I'm creating content that more, how will I put it now? More of,
Solid.
I'm trying to talk. Yeah, sorry,
Solid.
more solid content. I'm trying not to kind of disrespect him in any way now, but obviously, I'm going somewhere. And so, but he will just post something to say, hi, something, something, and I'll be seeing like 50 likes. And I asked him, I said, do you think these people are actually interested in what you're writing? They're only doing the popularity contest. And he was like, no, it's what I wrote and all of that. I said, see, and we started looking at it and we realized that people just come online to just get there, to just like the comment because it was from him. And I had to start telling myself, like, okay,
Exactly.
you understand what I mean? I saw this. It's not like something that someone said to me because you can imagine somebody using a very interesting, hi, Buki,
I'm
a,
okay.
a
Right.
very interesting thing and no one's liking it, and then you get to what kind of people are following you. Are they people that are just like, even if you say nonsense, they just say, okay, congratulations on your nonsense, and just say like to it? Or is it people that when they can actually think and reason to what you're saying? So that's why I said that I think the world is about people talking, knowing that there are people who have itchy ears that want to hear the nonsense, and then they give them the nonsense, and then for some reason they gulp it. Like I said, I'm going to repeat your statement before I stop talking. your statement, I said, if the guy, before the whatever prank or reality that he has done, if he was scoring 50 or 60% towards his presidential race before, and I'm saying that authoritatively, as at today, if you want to look at his rating, can't be more than 25% because it's so that chasing or cloud chasing that he has done with his marriage and everything doesn't make any sense. And so this is what this is all about. So yeah, I'll keep quiet.
Hey, Mr.
Okay,
A.
Maymoon.
Hello, how are you?
Maymoon, before you say
Okay,
something,
Maymoon, we're waiting for you.
Maymoon, before you say something, I just want us to go back to like when we started really seeing cloud chasing. Well, when I really started seeing cloud chasing was with Bobrisky and Miss Mr. Brown, the Queen of Africa. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. The
The
Queen of
Princess of
Africa
Africa.
and the
Yeah.
James
Princess of
Brown.
Africa and
And
so these
mommy
are
of
people who
Lagos.
will come up and do things as I don't you I stand. I didn't even know what stand meant. Do you know how many times I had to go be googling what does this thing mean?
What does I stand me?
So Maymoon, I beg. Maymoon has gone again. Look at what I be doing.
Ah, she's up.
Okay.
Okay, so Buki should take this spot.
I've just come in. Let me listen a little bit. I don't really know what the.
Okay, well,
Oh,
we're just
okay.
talking about cloud
Here's the
chasing,
topic.
and when we
Cloud
were
chasing
looking
on
at
the internet.
the meaning of cloud chasing, we actually found out that it's actually a mental condition. It's an illness. When people are cloud chasers, where they will go because they do not think about the detriments to
The
themselves, to
damage.
the people that they love, the damage. They don't think about it at all. It's about, oh, let people talk about me. I want to be in the news. I want to be, I want to be trending. I want to, and that's all they're thinking about. Which is like
Mm.
when, and the classic example is the girl recently who went and said, "Oh, what's the big deal about sleeping with a dog? I
Sleeping with
slept with a
dog.
dog."
Yeah.
And then she
Uh,
came back and said, "Oh, she was just catching cruise." So
she's dead now.
saying anything, huh?
She's dead now. They killed
She's
her.
what?
She's dead.
No.
They killed her and buried her in a shallow grave.
It's a lie.
The mother and the father came out. I've got the interview on my.
Oh
Somebody
God.
sent it to me. She's dead now. They killed her.
Oh
Who killed
God.
her?
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh
The
God.
police are investigating. Well, good luck with that, and Nigerian police.
Oh
But yeah,
God. Oh
some
Oh,
God.
people
Oh
that didn't like what
God.
she was saying, they got
Oh
to her,
God.
and yeah, they put her in a shallow grave.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Ah.
Very sad.
Ah.
The
Ah.
social media is so dangerous.
Ah.
I don't people aren't aware of how dangerous a medium this thing is that
You see,
we
Ah.
people are utilizing is very, very dangerous because
Ah.
you see,
primarily
you see when people, you see,
I'm sorry. I need to
you see
get
when people
off. I
like
need
me
to
come
get
out,
off.
also,
Oh.
when people like me come Eh? When people like me come out and start yelling, people think I'm crazy because and they think I'm too uptight or they think I'm too holy. It's not about being holy, uptight, and crazy. The world is a bloody dangerous place. People don't get it.
place, yeah.
You can't just. Let me even make you shocked. If you post a photo on social media without editing the metadata, I can pinpoint exactly where you took that photo by just using your metadata. I can track you to the spot where you took that photo. So if you took that photo in your house, I can track you to your house. Nobody thinks about these things. Everybody just does whatever they like. You come, you make. Oh God, this is deep. This is really deep.
I think it's social media
But
is
what we
just
stop.
social media is just the symptom of the bigger disease, and the bigger disease is the generation that we are living in. Social media is just the symptoms of the and the times that we are living in is one of the most confused times throughout history, we're living in the day and age where we think that we are wise and we have progressed, and we seem to think that there's logic in saying that a man can be a woman and vice versa, or that anything goes in this generation, absolutely anything. And where social media is now dangerous is that it desensitizes people from the consequences, because everyone's sitting at home in the luxury of their own homes, communicating or doing whatever they're doing. They forget that this is not full protection. Like Ron just said, there are people that know how to get to you. And so it's very sad. When I saw the news this morning, it was just heartbreaking. But can I just understand that she wasn't actually the girl in the video? She was just trying to take the glory, was she?
Yes,
I don't
she
even
wasn't
know.
the one
Was
in the
she?
video.
She wasn't even the girl, right?
No, she wasn't the one. She wasn't. She wasn't. The videos that were circulated were actually by porn actresses and porn producers, not actual individuals who were posting. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times they post these things, they'll say, as long as I'm not hurting you, or I'm not body, it's my body. These are nonsensical statements.
I think it's all about knowing that consequence. If I want to speak to my girls now about social media, I'll be like, okay, the reason you shouldn't go there now is to know that you have to be responsible for whatever you put on there, because it could be there forever. And so in the next 20 years, you want to become something, and somebody look at it and say, okay, that's what you've written. And then they link everything together. I've worked in places where we can put all the data together. We can put all the data together and you get everything that's happened to this person since the day they were born. And so at the end of the day, it saddens me when you see people saying, like you said, and this is what this topic is all about, clout chasing. And knowing today, because I've not even had the opportunity one day to actually check it, look at the dictionary meaning, which is very interesting to see that it's like a disorder, like a mental illness for real. And so if that's the case, then we have to then look at, and I'm saying that even though we are trying as a society to kind of condemn things when they bring it, to say this is not right, this is not right, this is not right, and all of that, but still things are getting worse and worse. Look at what happens to this girl now. So
the thing is that the voices condemning are minimal,
very minute.
The voices condemning are
Very
minimal,
small.
and we have governments that are legalizing a lot of these mental health illnesses. They are legalizing them. They're giving them clout, for want of a better word. But especially with Nigeria is a country where, although social media is making an impact, the mindset is still traditional for a lot of people. I mean, look at what they went to do to the girl, because to them, it's just not. So like you're saying, being aware of the consequences of your actions,
the real consequences of your action, what
just
it could
because
cost
you're behind
you.
the screen doesn't mean that you're safe. And not only that,
and I know a lot of times we use the God factor, which is very good, don't get me wrong, and I'm not against that. But sometimes we have to make it more realer than that. And I'm not saying that's not real. So somebody will say, if you do this bad thing, you go to hell. And if you do the good thing, you go to heaven. But and those people that are even clamoring to go to heaven don't want to die yet. I'm just saying, those people that want to go to heaven don't want to die yet.
But situations sorry to cut you, situations like this aren't about heaven and hell. These are about.
No. I'm just saying that generally we see, when people want to explain certain things, it's not just about, if you ask a lot of so-called Christian now, why are they not doing bad things? Because if you do bad things, you will go to hell. If you do bad thing, that's what they clamor on. And I'm just saying that if we can start, encouraging, and when we are advising people to say that, see, we know that that's ultimate, right? You probably go there if that's your faith and all of that. But the bottom line is also the consequence that you live here with whilst you're on her. And this is what happens to this girl now. Do you get what I mean? The consequence of your cloud chasing, what it could cost you on this earth,
But I
Okay, the
don't,
person
I
that did
don't see
emotional.
what your point has to do with Christianity, really. I'm not
No, I'm
understanding
She
it.
saying
actually did not
generally.
mention Christianity. She just said God. She
I'm
didn't
just
say
saying
Yeah.
generally, people use any kind of religion to kind of stop people from doing something bad, which is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad thing for you using that. I'm just saying that when we
But
start bringing
there's an immediate
the
judgment
immediate
here.
judgment here before you go to wherever you decide to go to, the judgment here, we should kind of talk about it as well, as much as the one that we are talking about that is going to happen that we probably don't know about. But the one on earth needs to be re-echoed. People should know that life is all about consequences. You do this, you get this. You do this, there's
You
But
sow,
consequences.
you reap. You sow, you reap.
that is the message anyway. It's no different.
No. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's
It's
Maymoon,
no
not.
different.
Maymoon, yeah, please. Um, I'm
Please
sorry.
alright.
I'm just broken, man. I don't even know.
I can
Okay, the
send you
But
the
thing is,
Maymoon,
intro
yeah,
to
You know what?
Maymoon, yeah. Share your
Okay,
yeah.
thoughts.
wait, before Mehmet speaks,
No, every time we
uh,
stop her, she
let's wait,
ends up
before Mehmet,
disappearing. Let her talk.
Mehmet speak. No.
okay, the thing is, I was actually listening because I don't know much. I don't really know what clout chasing is. So I wanted to understand better. And as you noticed, my network kept going in and out. So I don't really have the full picture. But from what I gather, I'm not sure if the clout chaser is the person who is posting um outrageous videos or having outrageous opinion or fringe opinions and posting it online, or the people who are vicious as in attacking people online. I can't really,
May
I don't
I
know.
read out the definition
Person
again?
posting. The
Sure,
person
sure.
posting.
Someone when cloud chasing is when someone starts unnecessary drama with the person for no reason whatsoever to gain attention and to start beef or to like a little or make a little situation everyone's business when it has nothing to do with them. So there are several definitions, right? And it's also when the person tries to earn undeserved fame via many things, including spam, advertisements in places that you're not meant to, starting drama with the goal of boosting yourself. And then it's also about, wait, hold on. I'll just go to, sorry about that. Uh, I'm trying to find the one that talks about the person not, about it being a mental health issue. Just bear with me. Ah, well, because I went out of it. Sorry, bear with me. It's also about, it's actually identified as a mental health disorder. I'll
Because that
find it.
explains.
But it's also identified as someone who posts things or who puts things out about themselves without any regard for the consequence to their identity or their own person or their brand or whatever. So they're just focused on people talking about them. So that and it's actually a mental disorder.
Mental disorder.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of surprised because based on the definition, I think there's a little bit of that in most of us.
All
As
of us,
in,
if not
right
all. If
now we
not
are
all.
exactly. I'm just trying not to be general because right now the
Maybe
whole
most.
society has gone online, and we know that even if you get to even this show, you want as many, you know, viewers as possible, and people
Yeah.
generally do not know how to get it. So and when you see people do outrageous things or cause drama and then get rewarded, the tendency is that you people will follow. People will follow.
Mm.
And well, I don't know if it is a societal problem or a personal problem at this point, because for me to hear that it's a mental disorder, I'm kind of surprised because it
Yeah.
seems to be how what we are leaning towards. Because just today, I decided to take a course on digital marketing and e-commerce. because, okay, I want my business to go online. I want to know how to encourage and to get as many followers as possible. And well, I'm sure a lot of people will not take that route, but they will now see that, okay, this person went and did drama and 100 people are following her. What's her name? Jaroma has many followers. She quarreled with whomever. She gained how many followers that day, and we perpetuate this cycle. So I'm actually, I don't know, but I know that it has a lot of repercussions. For instance, like when you guys were first talking about how people are not strong enough to withstand the attacks online, I don't think that anybody is really built for that. I think we are strong enough to withstand it because we've never really been attacked. We've never really been attacked. But when you get the attack,
no, that's not what we meant. No, that's not what we meant.
Okay,
we didn't mean attack on us. I mean, okay, we are strong. We are strong not to digest the information, not receive attack, digest the information.
We actually think we are strong enough to digest the information when not
to digest.
Like not to digest, not to swallow.
If somebody is trying to teach us something wrong,
it says a cloud chaser is a person who strategically associates themselves with the success of a popular person or currently contemporary trend to gain fame or attention. This personality disorder is often resembled as riding the wave without concern for damage to integrity. So again, when someone is putting out something that, especially when you're in a country that you know that, hey, 99% of the people are not okay, you now gonna put out one thing. Like to me, Bobrisky is the ultimate cloud chaser, because that lady, where she calls herself a lady, so I'll go with what she calls herself. No, I'm not going to do that. She calls herself a lady. That lady puts out things in a country that she knows is 14 years jail.
Abby, even in the country, what she's doing is clearly illegal. Even in the Nigerians,
she's doing something illegal.
You know, it's clearly what she defines herself.
She doesn't care.
No. She's like, I do not think cross-dressing in Nigeria is illegal. I think homosexuality in Nigeria is illegal.
Yeah.
So you have to prove that she is participating in homosexuality and stuff for her to be arrested.
Well, he has a partner.
No,
he's always going on about his partner spoiling him.
No.
That is what you need to take her to court and prove it. That's what I'm saying. What is truth and what can be proven in court are two different things. You cannot take her to court and prove that she has had intercourse with so and so person.
And can she not change her sexuality?
Is it she? Is it he?
Well, she has changed it.
No, that's what I mean. Like, okay, so the crime in Nigeria, what they term as crime in Nigeria is the fact that if he's committing homosexuality, but if at the end of the day his change is whatever sex, and I don't know, I can't be quoted, but he's changed it to female, and he's changed to female, and it's having something to do with male. So that's not homosexuality.
It's still homosexuality at the end of the day.
You really cannot prove that he has had intercourse with this person. I can say I have had sex with this person, but if you take me to court, you need to prove that I have actually done it. So there are two different things. I mean, there's a reason Bobrisky is still walking around, because you will need to prove that in court. You will need to prove these things that you have alleged.
Let's agree that Bobrisky is the ultimate clout chaser.
Well, I don't know. I can't say. But
come on now. That lady puts out stuff all the time, okay, so that people will talk. Okay, O'Shea Bades, where did he come from?
Nigerians.
Sorry, can we change the topic? I'll use another person instead of this character, because
even the princess of Africa too now, cloud chaser.
No, wait.
Okay, I was going to say.
Let's not do it because of our content. Let them not shadow.
I don't even know who that is.
He's
Let's talk
he's
But
something
that's
about
why
it.
I'm
he's the
using
I
the
opposition.
wanted to talk
proper one.
about
You people that are listening.
I listened to a lot of what's his name? Dave Chappelle. So there was one.
Hello, if
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Good
yeah.
evening.
So Memo, you were
Yeah.
Okay,
listening
there
to
was
Dave
once Dave
Chappelle
Chappelle was
when he was
talking about.
no Mr. H first.
No, my mom is
Yeah,
still
Memo.
talking.
Oh, okay.
No, I said Memo, then Mr. H,
Yeah.
then Ifeanyi.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Maymoon, finish. Dave Chappelle. Hello,
Hey,
Maymoon.
our internet
She's
has
frozen.
decided
Oh
to do
no.
us wrong thing.
Oh
Oh
no.
my goodness.
Maymoon, she's moving,
Maymoon,
she's
can you
moving,
hear
she's
us?
moving.
You know they move, oh.
Talk, talk,
Maymoon,
talk.
She's
say
moving.
something.
Yes,
Ah,
I was listening to Dave Chappelle, and he was I think he was being attacked by the LGBT.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, network.
network is doing us strong thing.
Maymoon, those
Okay.
people don't like their discussions being discussed. That's why we're having network
Okay,
problems.
Mr. H,
Otherwise,
you
everything will be
Yeah.
continue then. At any point in time that Maymoon comes back, you go concede. Oh yeah, Mr. H.
Hello, everybody. You guys are
Hello,
welcome.
Mr. H.
Yeah, yeah. Where I want to start from is that we all need to understand that the internet is very, very vast. The internet is very, very big, and especially we Nigerians, we've really misused the internet, especially on Facebook, where you get a lot of people come out on Facebook to settle their issues, even if it is family issues, societal issues, community issues, personal issues. They come there to settle it there, which is very, very shameful, and which we need to begin to talk to ourselves, because the internet is very fast, very vast. It's not like what we're thinking before when the internet just came out. When you just have the Gmail and things like that. It's very fast, very vast. You can be in Canada or anywhere in the world and you just log in and you can see whatever anybody is saying, whatever anybody is doing. It's on there on your face, and we do not realize this. And there's a lot of people that come to the internet to clout chase, to maybe pick on somebody, maybe pick on celebrity or pick on one of their family members, or bring a ridiculous story so that people can follow, or so that people can see them, or maybe they can become a celebrity overnight. And that has really caused a lot of problems in the society and in the community, just like the lady that was killed, that Sister Buki said that was killed just now. It's unwarranted. It's not needed. But that is what it is, because she put herself in that spotlight. May her soul rest in perfect peace. She shouldn't have done that. I saw the video, whether she's joking or she's not joking. People thought she was actually. I thought she was the one that did it, and we don't know that what we especially Nigerians, we think we Nigerians on the internet, on Facebook, we are like a 90-year-old man that just found condoms and just seeing it for the first time. They will begin to misuse it. That's the kind of person we are, and that is the truth. And that's the truth about the matter.
Igbo.
Because even in South Africa here, we see that a lot of South Africa knows about Nigerian very, very well. They know about Nigerian even more than Nigerians themselves. And We're in sometimes, nuisance on the internet. Big and sometimes, nuisance. during, let me just give you an example before I get back to this thing. During that NSAS thing, my South African friends came to me and were asking me, what is this? Is it true? Like, they were looking at us, everything they see on the internet about Nigeria, they always think we're joking. They always think it's comedy. So they said, is it true that police will stop you and they will search your phone? And I said to the white lady, I said yes. And they were looking at me, they said, this guy, they've started again. I said, it's not joke. They can't believe it, because they see those things and like, oh, what are we doing? But it's until their radio pick it up here and said, no, we should solicit with the Nigerians, and people begin to take it serious. The internet is vast, and Nigerians have come on the internet to settle their dispute, their beef. They will bring their family.
Children of violence.
Yes, they will bring their violence. They will bring their this thing. We don't even have shame anymore. Even Babala will come. They will say they want to do money ritual, and they will bring it on the internet, and they will begin to do it. And you will see people will come out like this
Edoche Ruel now come out say, "Oh, I have a child," and 2 few days ago he's coming to say, "No, I'm not. It's not this," and then now everybody's confused. Who is saying the truth? Is he saying the truth, or who is not saying the truth? And again, but this guy, what this guy's name? This actor named Jim Ike with the other guy when they had the quarrel, and later the guy came out. They said it was a setup, so that they can get more followers. Then we begin to say, what is happening here? We begin to wonder. Yeah, Jim Ike. Did you hear the story about somebody they were fighting? With one guy.
Yeah.
Then later they came out. The guy said, "No, Jim Ike paid him to come to do that stunt so that they can gain a lot of followers." And you talk about Bobrisky. Bobrisky is just using the internet to sell a product or his product, whatever. So you that don't know. It's just a marketing strategy. Because even sometimes I say we are hypocrite. If you know the amount of people that go to Bobrisky inbox to even ask Bobrisky out, you wouldn't believe it. To send Bobrisky money. So, but we come out to say, no, Bobrisky is this, but it's just hypocrisy.
Nigerians confused.
Yeah, especially Nigerians. And let me tell you, we have come out, a lot of Nigerians are coming out to chase on the internet. If you see what is going on, even when this NSAS is going on, when this Yoruba nation thing is going on, anything that happened in Nigeria, people will come out and they will use, even if people are having family, even bedroom problem, they will bring it. Family issue, they will bring it to the internet so that they can be popular for one day. Even comedians in Nigeria now, they're not doing comedy anymore. If they just see one story, they come out and start commenting on it. That is it. That is what
Can we give a shout out for
Mr. H? You good today, Ron.
Yeah.
But you know, Mr. H, I don't know whether you saw that thing on Twitter where there was a bomb blast in the train, and the doctor was like, "Please pray for me that she had been shot," and somebody actually said, "Oh, are you dead yet?" You know, like you just
everybody. Wait.
That's what I'm saying.
One person, everybody on a thread, they don't take us serious.
Because when people post things like that, people don't really take it serious. Like maybe comedy.
That's why people were like, I didn't know.
When I knew the power of internet was in it, Ron would tell you where I stay. There's a place there's a mall we call Paradox Mall. It's just a mall, but where I stay with, they're 95% white. I'm only 2 blacks where I'm staying here. So I went to the mall one day and I was passing and I was hearing a Nigerian music playing in the whole mall. You know, this Corey Godwin. Maybe you know the song? Yeah.
Godwin.
So and all the white people were shaking their head. And I was like, I was passing. I thought maybe it was the song I was listening on my earphone, but I put it down and I said they were playing our Nigerian. And in Nigeria, here, there's a way they pass comment. They say, oh, those white people say, oh, it's your homeboy. Well, they know when you're in Nigeria. They say, no, that's your homeboy. We like him. That is how the power of internet. The people know our song. They know us in total. They know everything. So when people come out on the internet to begin to embarrass themselves, in the name of clout chasing, at the end of the day, when it fall upon them, they begin. Even Nigeria, when we when we look at, did you see the video of a guy that was spraying money that was accidentally shot by a policeman? Who saw the video that was posted on the internet?
Yeah,
good. When the video came out, everybody started. When the video came out, everybody was having their own opinion. Oh, it is armed robber that came. At the end of the day, we found that it was a policeman that was high that did that stuff. People were thinking it was comedy. People came out there thinking, at first, people said it's comedy. They've started again, but it is reality. So what I'm saying is that a lot of Nigerians has turned the internet to be a battlefield to settle dispute, even things that should be sorted out among families. We bring it out because they want to clout chase. They want people to notice them. Look at the Two-Face wife's brother that came out that was saying the sister did this, took the car from him. Then after a few days, he came out. He said, no, he's sorry. It's like, look, you understand what I mean? What is it?
I agree to a certain extent, but not everything that someone goes to put out on, especially something like maybe family issue that someone goes to put out on social media is because they're trying to clout chase.
No,
they don't have
But,
anywhere else to go.
I would agree with him that the majority, 80% of the content put out by Nigerians is nonsensical. It's just nonsense.
Thank
It's
you.
just
Do
nonsense.
you know that we are the highest trenders on Twitter? Nigerians are the ones always
Yeah,
on top.
they will
Yeah.
catch
Check
cruise on
anytime.
anything to catch cruise.
Anything. If it's not our government, let me tell you how bad it is. I have a South African friend. The person was, he does analytics. So he was just going through and he said that they were conducting an audit in their office and they noticed that every week the Nigerians are always posting political story abusing the government. He said, but when they decided to investigate the things they were posting, he found out that these were common things every other person deals with in their own country. That what's so special about it? I said, really, I don't want to talk about this. I'm tired. I agree to a large extent we've become nuisance on social media. And this is a pure fact. I
And
can't
our
deny
government
it
even
anymore.
uses it against us because our government is like, maybe they are abusing us. Next week they'll see something else to talk about. Oh,
What they do is to go to Twitter and go and talk. And now they've brought thick skin now. Anytime something serious goes on, the government does not even pay attention.
Yeah,
The
because
government doesn't care.
everybody feels that is why the president would have to say that we are lazy youth. If you look at it,
I'm
it's
not
true.
aware.
Because it is true. Because now what we do is mostly people come there for comedy, jokes, family issues, and as Buki said just now 80% is all cloud chasing. Because you will see one person will come today and put all the hopes high, then tomorrow will say, I'm lying, I am joking. Like the lady that
I don't understand that thing, Sha.
Okay,
If let's hear your views. Okay, finish.
If that girl for the dog this thing, if she's not the one that did that thing, why would she come out and say she's the one?
Yeah, like why?
I still don't understand that part of the story because honestly, my brain is scrambled.
I saw the video.
Someone else came out. Wait, I'm just trying to understand. So someone else came out and talked about sleeping with dogs. Then she came out and said it was her.
No. There was a video circulating of a girl having sex with a dog. And then she then thought that it was a very clever idea to make a video claiming that, she's the one in the video and that she doesn't understand why people are getting so worked up about it. She didn't kill anybody, this, that. And then she did a second video where she's now crying because her boyfriend,
that's the one I saw.
Yeah, her boyfriend has now left her as a consequence. And then the one that I saw this morning.
And the police did a video launching a manhunt for her that they need to arrest her.
And
the thing that made me angry is that why do men always have to suffer for every? What's manhunt? Why couldn't they say lady hunt or woman hunt?
Oh, don't start that, Rod.
What did we do? Can't we ever rest? Why don't we attacking us?
The same men who always want to police every part of our body. Continue, Jare.
Okay, Ifeanyi, yeah.
Ifeanyi, I beg, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, we can.
I just wanted to make a few comments. That's why I came online. I've been hearing you guys talk about cloud chasing and the rest of them, but I think we're dealing with a hydra, a multiple-headed monster that we don't understand. It's that dangerous, but we have to always know where it started from, and we've all been a victim of it. How many of us have posted a picture? Imagine you post a picture, and for 24 hours you don't get a like. How do you feel? Be honest with yourself. You feel sad. Now, that's the basis of where it all started. When we started looking at gratification from the tools we hold in our hands. However, we can't run it. So it started with the likes, then the itch and the need to go viral. Now, there became fewer and lesser things that you have to do to go viral. It used to be nice when you say, okay, I made this food and everybody likes it, you go viral. Now you had to go to the extremes to make you go viral. I need to jump off a lake. I need to do this. So it just led to the fact that it becomes an addiction. So that's why I agree with you when you say clout chasing is a personality disorder, because you become addicted to it. So you have to do the next thing to go viral. Now, the problem with that is you don't know what is the next thing that's going to go viral. It might be all of us sitting down here and Ron says something, and that's the next thing that takes off on the internet. But because we are into a lot of things, digital marketing and the rest of them, we're just looking for that next thing so we can jump on it. I'm sure the young lady thought, okay, this story is here, I can jump on it, ride it, get to the high, people will like me, and then continue from there. But she just didn't think that it's a monster that we will have to tackle. But I always believe whenever I jump on this forum, is the reason we're talking about it is how do we get people to tackle it. I don't know if any of you watched the White House press dinner, the Trevor Noah's performance.
Yes,
what he said at the end. What he said at the end was powerful. He said, if you imagine you are in a war zone and I give you the freedom of speech to talk about what you want to talk about, how would you use it? But that links us back to what it was. The reason why we are beginning to have all these problems, especially with our young people, is we already moved the ancient landmarks. I'll use a Bible quote, to not move the ancient landmarks. What does that mean? Whenever we start to challenge tradition and customs, let us be careful to establish standards.
Come on.
If we take away standards without establishing standards, we will have this problem.
Nice.
We were talking about when you talked about the video, and it's going to be imbalanced if in a world where you say, okay, the young lady in the video that was doing the immoral act, that we should condemn her, but then we can also say a 2-year-old is able to determine which is his gender. Where's the balance? So if we take away standards without establishing balance, we're going to have these problems we're having. That's why we're having them. Now, that's just saying it. But how do we go from here? Is because if we know better, we'll do better. For Nigeria as a country, we do not have consequences for actions like this. That's why we are the top trending people in the world. We can tweet anything. We don't understand that our freedom is also our cause. So because of that, that's why when Ron was saying that you can make news that is fake news become good news, become really true news. My brother once in school said something. Said somebody whispered and said we have a test on Thursday, medical school, and everybody went mad. By the time he walked into class on Thursday, they were telling him about the test. He was asking which test. He felt afraid for himself. Until he asked, please, what happened? They said he was going out and he mentioned that we'll have a test. We might have a test on Thursday. That's what's happening. So there's no consequence for our actions. But how can
Remind me to make a confession after your statement.
No problem.
Because I will make a public confession now. When you finish.
So there's no consequence for our actions. So that's what has brought us here. But what are we going to do about, like I said, is a tool. The internet is a tool. Let's remind the young ones it is a tool. There are people that have made so much from this tool because they've used it to learn. Mm-hmm. There are people that have also wrecked their life because of this tool. But if you use it as a tool and a guiding principle, we just might make it out of it. But it all boils down to, in the world, we are having a crisis of leadership. And the crisis of leadership is not on the high level. It's not the old men. It's the young men. It's the younger ones. There's nobody leading them. I cannot do better if I don't know. When I joined was when you guys were discussing the case of the lady that said she doesn't want to kneel down, doing tradition and the rest of them. The first question that came to my mind, do you even understand where the tradition came from?
Exactly.
Did you ask questions? Did you just think it just came from nowhere? Did you understand what the concept of marriage was and where you were and where you came from? Now, but the reason why leadership can't happen is if the upper beam is not straight, the lower beam will never be level. Because, and then if we are waiting for the beam above the upper beam, which is the ones ahead of us, to level it out, our children will never be level. So that's why you're seeing 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 16-year-olds in Nigeria doing amazing things that you would never thought about doing when you were younger. Because we have also lowered the beam. We've lowered the beam for it. And because of that, we're having problems. But why would they listen to us? We're not even credible. Half of us we repost what we cannot verify. I fight with a lot of people in a lot of groups I'm in. If you send me a picture of, especially when it was getting so bad about what's happening, unknown gunmen, this, if you post a picture, I'll be the first to ask you, were you there? Can you verify it? Is it possible that you use it? Can you tell me what the source is? If you cannot, it's like you using Wikipedia to write a thesis paper.
Yeah.
It out for you. You have to go to the source. So if we can all take the extra step and go to the source, maybe we might come out of it. As regards cloud chasing, it is it is dangerous. But we have to fix where the high is coming from. It's coming from that simple like. There were 50 people that liked me. 1,000 people liked me. The other part is you realize on the internet they can also sell you the likes and sell you the followership just so that you trend.
Absolutely. Can I just also add that it's even more dangerous with Nigerian society because we have we have a society that is already frustrated. So it's not really going to take very much to get them excited, and anything that's going to take the focus away from the economic climate, the oppression that they're under. So social media in Nigerian hands is even more volatile than, say, in the hands of a Westerner. You understand? Because of what they face. I mean, just look at. I just think to myself, how much education do you really need to know that latching onto bestiality for fame is? Do you understand? I'm like, do you really need instruction to know that that's not a clever thing to try and hold on to? Mimic Kim Kardashian or something, I can understand that, but that kind of thing, it doesn't make sense that it's gonna bode well for you. I don't know if I'm making any sense. It's not a I don't know what she was thinking. Just don't get
What
it.
I find, and I hate to always do this, I don't deal with things in isolation. I don't think, in as much as I agree with you of how dangerous it is in Nigeria, I actually think it's dangerous all over the world. We just don't realize, because what we have is a set of young
Hey,
people who speak.
Candy.
Hello, Candy.
I missed you.
So I'm literally just walking in from work.
Okay.
Welcome. So
Okay, fine.
I
Continue.
lose my train of thought. What I was saying is, what we have is a set of young people who speak one language most of us here don't speak. They were born digitally and they speak the language fluently. So it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in. It's like, see what TikTok has done and revolutionized everything. I'm sure you're aware that a few people sent in job applications using a TikTok video and they got the job. I don't know if you're aware of that. It's possible. So it's dangerous on every and any front, because on other places you're dealing with people committing suicide because the number of their likes dropped. You're dealing with places where people it's real now, because we've created the illusion that is what matters. So it requires we go back to what first principles are. If you turn it off, what will happen? I don't know if you saw, somebody posted a video on the forum I was in yesterday about a father drove over his son's PS4 because he felt his grades were going down, and he made them destroy it. I didn't have a problem with the video. What I had a problem was with the side captions. The side captions first said the boy was failing his grades. I wonder whose fault it was. Then talked about the PS4, talked about how the dad has gone too far, how the child is being traumatized because they drove over his PS4. By the time I finished watching the video,
how bad?
that's the point. At the time I finished watching the video, I didn't hear anything about why the man did it was for discipline, or did he go too far. But I just ended up realizing that if I had continued with this video, I'll end up hitting the man for how he traumatized the boy.
That's right. Yeah, for disciplining him. Yeah.
But that's not. So we need to bring it back for people that are clout chasing out there. It's simple. It's a high. It's like addiction. I went viral. I read an article of someone that went viral for something she did on a game show, but she spoke frankly about after going viral, she was approached for several deals to advertise things, but she felt she wasn't worth those deals. They were just trying to use her. But it was the feeling afterwards. She said, I didn't know what to do with my newly found fame. I felt like I've been thrust into a limelight, and all of a sudden I had something to live up to, but I wasn't sure what I was living. So it's interesting to see that and to know that that's the hydra we're dealing with. How do we stop? Like I said, if you move a standard, establish a standard. We're not going to go back. So we're not going to go back to. I hate to say, we're not going back to those.
But surely
the
governments have destroyed that with the standards that they've set. Surely.
You have to realize that the thing with government is you have to pander to the will of the people.
Rome,
yes, but if pandering to the will of the people is destructive to the people, governments are supposed to be, to my mind, sort of like, parenting the country. They're supposed to be parenting the nation.
Really.
But you see,
not really. Democracy is dangerous.
If you think about Gladiator, the movie Gladiator, something he replied. He said, "Rome is the mob. Rome is not the leadership. Rome is the mob."
Is the mob, yeah.
Same way, if you're a Christian, you think about it. They shouted, "Watch out! Who do to him?" And he said, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" We didn't want to know why. So the thing is, you have to think about in terms of governments now. Governments now most likely will pander towards what is the will of the people, as opposed to what
they want.
But the only way to fix it is you're asking us that the collective will of the people be right. For that to happen, we have to go back to first principles, our families. Raise one child right, he'll probably behave right in public, he'll probably know what is right. But then again, we shift standards. So till we establish standards I'm sorry you.
So I think if I'm gonna kind of had to what Ifeanyi said, I think is that issue of value system that we all just need to imbibe in us all. And it's not a duty of one person. We have to have that checks and balance. And as the people are changing, the government is changing as well. Now, the problem that I have with people saying that the government is not changing is because that the citizens are the ones that becomes the government. They are the ones that become the leaders. The citizens are the ones that will end up becoming the leaders. Now, what I hear most often is that they tell us, don't worry, we are not supposed to be blamed for all of this. Blame the government. And now when that leaders, when they finish their tenure, and then another set of leaders from the citizens are going there, then we expect them to be moralists. The people that we have excused all their bad behaviors while they are citizens. And that's why everything starts from us. I stopped talking about it because a lot of times when we talk about it, people look at it from the fact that I'm kind of patting the government at the back. The government has worse. For my country, Nigeria, there's worse than they are the same as a citizen. They are clueless as them. However, in order for the country to get to where it's meant to be, it should start from the citizen. But I think most people think that it's the government that will start everything, and the people are the ones working with the government. So even if the government have all these policies, and the people are still the ones that will actualize those policies. When you go to places they're supposed to do their job, they're not asking for a bribe. When you go to places they're supposed to be, to abide that law and order, they are not like saying that no one is watching, let's do it. So when we get it right as citizens, that's when we can get the right leaders. So
I wanted to add something.
With the quote. Sorry, Ron, I'll just help out with a quote that imbibes what she just said. Leadership is a team sport. There may be a captain, but without the team working together, no one can score the winning goal.
Yeah. I wanted to.
Yeah, Ron, hold on, please. I just want to buttress on what Fash said just now. Thank you so much. I was just talking to somebody about what you said today. Look, our country, God has answered our prayer about the leaders or anything. Next year, it's where it is set. It is now left for us, the populace, to do what we need to do because we've complained enough. God is giving us another chance next year to change what we want to change. So I think instead of using, we should advise, instead of using in the internet as youth to start cloud chasing, we should use it to mobilize people to do what we need to do, or else we're still going to be in that pit for another 8 years. Well, thank God I'm not there anymore. So.
You have said the right thing. Don't finish it.
I'm a very honest person.
I know, and you finish it with you said a very nice speech, and you now finish it. Thank God you're not there. That's not supposed to be. But thank you. I understand what you mean. But
Ash, Fash, some people are serious about change. Some people are joking, just like we're seeing with the internet. Some people come to the internet for real things to bring out issues, while some people will turn it to jokes, and some people will die with it. It's like that. So some people don't just take us. Some people don't take things serious. You bring something important to the internet that we need to sit and talk about it, and some people start making it that people will go and do comedy over it. Even just watch all these things that is happening with the dog thing, and this you will see people, even the what do you call it?
They made jokes. They have seen. They made jokes. They made jokes.
I've seen 3 jokes about it, and they think it's funny. It's not funny. It's not funny.
I've seen 3 jokes about it already. 3 skits.
It's not funny.
Let me add something. If I hear you there, hello.
I am. I'm here.
Okay. Okay. If I let me make a public confession, this thing has been burning in my heart since secondary school. So maybe when I say it, if I might remember what I did.
I hope it's not clout chasing.
Well, for that time, it was sort of clout chasing. I went back.
Okay, we have to be checking each other now.
So here's the thing. I'll try and make it understandable for the civilians and movers here. Okay. Actually, when I was in my final year, right, we had the regime change in school. Like when I say regime change, we had all these harsh military officers, young military officers from the Defense Academy to come and train us. There were so many. So life was very unbearable for us seniors. Like things they were treating us like junior boys and all that. So one day, I was just chilling with some of my friends. We were just sitting in front of the classroom. And I just said, what if we start a rumor that they said all of us should go on outing? You know what outing is? We'll just wear our military uniform, go to town, hang out till 6 o'clock, they'll come back to school. So I was just listening to my friends. So what if we start a rumor that the commandant is like the principal of school, says we should go on outing? And they were like, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's how we disseminated the information. Within 30 minutes, I saw people dressing up, marching out of the school. They were like, everybody was just, where are you going to? They said there's outing. Who told you so? They said somebody said so. I'm the somebody. Then all of them started going. Meanwhile, the commandant, the commandant who was then a wing commander, was in town, was in his house when the station commander is more senior. Let's say the commander is lieutenant colonel, the station commander is like a colonel. Called him and said, I'm seeing our boys all over town. What is going on? They asked one of the boys, what are you doing outside? He said the commandant said that we should go on outing. So when the station commander asked the commandant that, did you tell them to go on outing? The commandant said, yes, I did. So many years down the line, many years, like 7 years later, I met the commandant, like 7 or 8 years later, I met the commandant in Lagos. But then he was a full general. So we're just discussing this thing. So I brought this to his notice. I said, see the terrible thing I did some years ago, 8 years ago, while I was still in secondary school. Now, I was expecting the man not to remember the incident, but guess what? He remembered. He said, wait, are you trying to tell me that you were the one who started the rumor? I said, yes, I was the one. I said, so why did you, if you knew I was lying or there was a rumor, why did you punish all of us? He said, my son, at that time, I was already like a lieutenant colonel. If I say that I was not the one, it will undermine my authority. You get? You have to remain commander. If he said he was not the one who told us to go, it means that his authority is being questioned to the point where children can now lie with his name conveniently. So he owned up to the responsibilities. He said, but can I remember one punishment you served? It was after our WAEC. Now they punished all of us. I said, yes. He said, do you remember that the offense you people committed was not so serious, but you people had to suffer drastically for it? I said, yes, sir. He said it was for that thing you did. That's why I did it.
So he saved it for you.
Take you personal.
So any AFMS guy in the year from Ron's year downwards, anytime when I see for road, beat them.
I beg you, just forgive me. I'll just be childish. Candy, you can come on.
Candy, yeah. You're muted.
You're still muted.
Oh, okay. So we're talking about clout chasing.
Yes.
I'm not really sure I know what clout chasing is.
Okay, start again, Abby.
Okay, let me
Alice,
read it
continue.
out. Let me read out the definition. So, a cloud chaser is a person who strategically associates themselves with the success of a popular person or a currently contemporary trend to gain fame or attention. This personality disorder is often described as riding the wave without concern for damage to integrity. It also means that one wanting to fit in to gain popularity. And okay, I have to go to the next one. So basically, someone who will post something out there is a need to be noticed, is a need to be recognized, and it is actually identified as a personality disorder.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So essentially, someone seeking attention.
Yes, an attention seeker who will do anything disregarding their own integrity, the risk to themselves. Like I mean, this girl, unfortunately, who has been killed now for something that she wasn't even the one, but
Wait,
she just went and claimed.
who want to
Huh?
who got killed?
I don't know if you heard about a girl who was going around talking about sleeping with a dog.
Say what now?
Yeah. So apparently there was a video that went out talking about people sleeping with dogs. Then this girl, she wasn't the one in the video, but she came out and claimed she was the one and was like, "What's the big deal? It's just sleeping with dogs. I'm not hurting anybody." Then later on, when her boyfriend broke up with her, she now came out and started crying and said she that she was lying. She's not the girl. That she was just trying to catch cruise, and she was not the person, and that her boyfriend has broken up with her family don't want to have anything to do with her, and she was just trying to catch cruises. She's not the one. And now Bookies just told us this evening that the news came out this morning that she was killed and buried in a shallow grave because
Oh
of
my
it.
gosh. Holy
So,
moly.
people who just go and put out things without thinking about, oh, how is this going to affect me?
Okay. All right. So what exactly are we discussing about it? Like
So we are talking about this whole cloud chasing thing, that it's a problem, and why
what?
do people go and why do people cloud chase? And it's not even just the people who are cloud chasers, but the people who follow the cloud chasers, that they too must have a serious problem. If everything anyone comes to say up, they're following and going, yeah, 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 and they're standing, and they're all the different slangs that they put out there, that I stand this person, I'm this
Yeah.
person's fan, and all that stuff. And this cloud chasers, they have to keep bringing out more and more outrageous stories so that they can stay relevant in the news. And it's just how people also are constantly following. Like, I mean, I've never even heard of. I've heard of Gist Lover, but I've never really been conscious of it until this whole you thing came up. And I actually went on Instablog and I was like, "What's this Gist Lover thing?" And I saw the number of people. I mean, like, this is almost like 1 million views or something. It's like it's crazy how
So
people follow this stuff. So we're just talking about, the pros and cons. Well, are there
are
any
there any
pros really to
pros?
it? Yeah, are there any pros to it, and the risks of it thereof, really?
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't follow a lot of, as you guys know, me, I'm usually the last person to know things that are going on. Um, so obviously I'm not following any cloud chaser, or I don't even know who the cloud chasers are. But I think there's always been people who are always seeking attention. I mean, it's just that the internet has exacerbated it. So I mean, obviously it is a problem, and now you're saying it's a disorder. It's considered a personality disorder. It is a problem, and I think the advent of the internet has made it worse, just because internet, you see what you want to, you don't, what's the word, FOMO, what's the slang people say, FOMO, fear of
FOMO?
missing out.
Yeah, fear of missing out. Yeah.
There's the FOMO that people are experiencing, or you see this person doing this, you feel like you have to live up to certain expectations, and I think that's definitely these are all factors that lead to, I'm going to assume or conclude that lead to
I think
things like clout.
another thing that we have to, sorry, Candy, I have to jump in. Another thing we have to also consider really is that if you have lived in Nigeria, and I don't know if Ifeanyi lives in Nigeria, there are certain things that, do you?
Right now
Does
I'm in
Ifeanyi live
Canada.
in?
I'm in
You're in
Canada.
Canada, okay.
Mm.
Now, speaking as a typical
We're
Nigerian,
international. We're
Yeah,
international.
no,
nada.
I agree. No, but
To make that mistake would be strange. My wife lives in Nigeria. I travel a
no,
lot, so
I'm
that's
going.
fine.
I'm going somewhere. The fact that you're living in Canada and your wife lives in Nigeria, you might still not get the whole picture of what I'm trying to. You might understand it, you might get it, but I'm going somewhere. In their defense, everybody's looking for one thing to make them blow.
Abby, wait. Did you see the guy that was trying to teach young children how to spell Canada and he was like, see another?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see it? And he was saying
I
Philippines
did.
is pimpini.
I did. I did. And
So
happy to help you understand. I walked out of Nigeria for a very long time. So I was in
okay,
and out for a very long time. So
very long time. Okay.
I have an idea. I have a good idea of
No,
what's up.
and I'm just saying this because I'm kind of like a tiny bit recent in Nigeria. And the reason is I'm looking at, see, most of these people, they use free mode, Facebook, free mode. So when they come there, they're coming like they're looking for the next real thing that's going to make them trend, something that's going to take them from that immediate poverty, something that will just, like they want to blow, like the next door neighbor. They just want to blow. Everybody's looking for that quick thing. We can't wait anymore. And if you're in the country, you see the level. As much as I'm not excusing all their bad trade, but sometimes when you look at, it's very miserable, like sitting down somewhere and there's no light for 10 days, 15 days. And of course, there are also people who are living in affluence and they are okay and all of that. And then when you look at the other people, some people is as little as they can afford 15 naira. The way they would do, you'll be wondering, like, and in this same country, the inequality is so, I don't know, it's so zigzag that you can't even know. So sometimes when they do that clout chasing, they're not just doing it because they just want to, they don't think of, they're not thinking of consequence. If there are people who are thinking of consequence, you will see people who are doing Yahoo, you will see people who are kidnapping and all. Nobody's thinking of all of that. They just want to blow, even if it's just for half an hour, just blow and get the money. That's all what they are looking at. And for me, for the little things that I know, it's just that how will I say this now? Is it Philippians 4:19? Is the blessings of God that make us rich without sorrow. Even if you don't believe in God, there are certain things that if you follow certain principles, it would help you in the long run, and you can sit down and relax and enjoy your money or your wealth or whatever that you have built over time. All this, I want to make it, I want to blow. Because that's the reason some people would do certain things for nothing. They just want to do it. You just think, oh, they're not thinking of consequence. They don't care about consequences at that time because the only thing that they know is hunger. That's the only thing that's coming to their head. I'm just, if I do this, so maybe they hear of somebody that did something on Twitter and that person make money. Before you know it, everybody's going on Twitter to want to do the same thing. Copy and paste. We just want to copy. If I do this thing tomorrow, this one is influencer. Before you know it, I want to be an influencer. Even if I'm going to do my own influencer in a rubbish way, it doesn't matter. I don't have to do any training. Let me just keep doing it. And that's why if one person gets it right, it's better because at the end of the day, even if you want to be copy and pasting, you will be copying the right thing. So that's all I'm going to say to that. Why are you changing your face?
What Abby?
Why?
Jesus,
It's your music that
I've got to hear this.
Jesus, Ron, that's Abby. I wanted to make my mother proud by telling you that 4:19. That's not what Philippians 4:19 said, dude. That it's part what he says in the Bible, but it's not what 4:19
it's in the Bible. Oh,
said.
sorry. Okay.
Make my
Maybe
mother
I've got the wrong one.
Abby connects on the spiritual level, not on Bible
I'm not
level.
disputing that. I'm not disputing that. What does Philippians 4:19 say? Please tell me. Let me know.
I think the one that
The
says
Lord that maketh rich without sorrow.
No, the Lord will provide all my needs according to His
But
riches in glory
according
through
to His
Christ
riches in
Jesus.
glory, yeah, through Christ Jesus. What's 4:18 then? There's one. I think they follow each other.
I know they
I'll
follow
check.
each other.
Yeah.
I agree with
But
what you're saying.
thank you for saying that though.
But I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. But here's the truth. This week we were talking about something called deep work. You realize how hard it is for you to have 30 minutes of reading without touching your phone as an adult. Do you understand how hard it is? If you wanted, I do something called a 15-minute challenge. Pick a chair, a hard back chair, not a swiveling chair. Put it in the middle of a room, and for 15 minutes, be present in that room. Do not think, do not fidget, do not stop. Half of us will fall asleep. 70% of us will start thinking about other things because of that concentration. So even if you say, I agree with you wholeheartedly that yes, it's so we can chase down, but we have missed it in the place of principle. So we want to get quick. We want to get rich quick. So we want to blow quickly. However, we don't ask ourselves. Somebody gave me an advice this week that made me laugh. He said, don't count another person's money. So when people say Elon Musk should buy something, don't count his money. It's his money. He can do whatever he wants to do with it. Count your own money. However,
wait. If
yeah,
God bless you. You know, I thought of this thing today before I came online, and I forgot. Another thing we do crazily back home is counting people's money for them and celebrating the amount after counting it. You just said that somebody is a billionaire. It's none of your business. It's his money. He's not giving you the money. Why are you going about the street telling us who's the richest and who is going to be the next richest? And what's our business? Is it your money?
Because it's what leads to what Abby was talking about. Oh, queen or king, I stand. It leads to that worship because you're counting on that person's death. In all
That's
of
how
this,
Obiosa got away with what she got away with.
Sorry?
That's how Obiosa got away with what she got away with because people saw money and people were like, oh, that's why she got away with what she did.
You just wanna get
got
through.
away.
Obiosa or however she say her name.
Oh, okay.
You're right, and that's the problem. The problem is not things are bad, and on every level, I tell people, having moved from Nigeria to here and lived in a few other places, including US, I realize that everywhere has its own different problems. When you get there, you face a different problem.
Yeah.
But the real truth is, the principles that we have moved, the standards that we have broken, is what has led us to here. A lot of us don't realize that even if you name top 10 richest men in the world, none of them is less than 50. Maybe one or two of them, 47.
Let me also shock you if sorry to jump in again. One of the things, something that I saw when I was going to Nigeria, and I don't know if I used this example 2 weeks ago, was that when we were going, we were like, I was in London, everybody was queuing up, like normal people, sane people, very professional, respectable, and all of that. I was like, oh yeah, these are my people, we're left. As soon as we got to Abuja, OMG, they are behaving like mad dog. Everybody was rushing. I was like, excuse me. And I was like, I don't even know where I got this poshness from because I was like, oh my days. I feel so angry within me to say that are these the same people? It's like they're off their broad clothes. And then they now wore the Nigerian clothes on them, like, okay, here we are lawless, we can behave like mad set of people. And the thing is, so if you're blaming the people doing the cloud chasing or whatever in Nigeria, when you now see the people that are living in a world that they are supposed to have learned over the years, over months, and then they got there again and they're doing the same thing. They'll go support they'll go and contest, they will still do the same thing. And that's why the country, that's why I keep saying that it's not just about the leaders, it's about the people. We that are living in a country that we're thinking that people are acting sane. At least you've gone to places, you've seen how people, they are not perfect, but they still have all those decorum, little behavior. Everybody acts nice. I've been driving for a while now, and when I'm driving, you see people, you don't need to tell them, oh boy, wait for me. That means they come here first. You don't hear all of that. People just wait respectfully, and you let them go. They even nod, okay, thank you, and all of that. And I'm in Nigeria. I'm like, geez, what's happening? So the thing is so mad that I'm thinking that it looks like they should just carry everybody, just go and bat them in another water, and maybe they'll just get refined. I don't know. I'm very hopeful. But I don't know. Maybe this is going to happen in our lifetime. Honestly, it's
The
so
the
painful.
the the biggest thing I'll tell you about living outside Nigeria and happens is if you sorry, I don't know why that's happening. I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, you're
You have the
echoing.
devices up on. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Sorry to jump in. Go on then.
Sorry, I'll just. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
So the biggest thing I see about it is there half the time what causes what you were talking about when people land and you have all those changing behavior is half the time I see that a lot of Nigerians leave Nigeria and get to where they're going to, but do not exactly integrate or imbibe wherever they got to. So they don't participate, and even in things like grassroots politics, you probably, if I ask you who your MLA is, you probably don't know him, as much as you live
Yeah,
in the
no.
US or live somewhere. So a lot of people don't. Now, what does integration do? It enables you change your mindset so that you can bring back that mindset, and then you can use it everywhere. You standardize your mindset probably, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So you get here and you still have the same community, the same mindset, same attitude towards governance. The only thing that's keeping you is because there's a lot more consequence that if you do this, you get arrested. That's the only thing
Yes.
that keeps you in line. So it hasn't changed who you are. So what we're fighting is changing the fabric of the typical Nigerian. Who there's a book, How to Be a Nigerian, 1966, Peter Nahara. If you read it, you will fall down
Yeah, I
laughing because
remember
it,
that book.
it applies it applies today. So, but you're asking them to change that fabric. It is not going to change. We are going to have to adapt it and start to learn from that point of view. These people, it's not. See, you can't
Welcome
you
back,
can't make
Bumi.
it up.
Thank you, love. Sorry, I had to drop off earlier.
No, it's all
Welcome
right.
back,
It's all
Bumi.
right.
You can't make it up, and it leads, like you said, it's part of the factors that contribute to what we're actually discussing. Just bringing it
Mm-hmm.
back, cloud chasing. Again, the other thing with cloud chasing also is the same thing that happens. We're a country that where if somebody does this business, if Mama Ekene, or Aaron, sorry, if Mama Ekene sells Gary and the Gary starts doing well, Mami Fine, that is her next door neighbor, will enter the Gary business. Mama Kelechi, that is 2 doors down, will enter the Gary business till we crash the Gary business.
Oh yes, oh yes. I
So
suffered that
same
one when
thing.
I was in Nigeria. Before I went to uni, I was doing Zobo business and I was making serious money from Zobo. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was selling to companies and everything. Now I saw one woman down the road started to do this Zobo, and then my own Zobo started acting funny. Zobo that I'd been doing for about a year and a half. All of a sudden, I go mix the Zobo, go bind. Zobo go sink, water go there on top. Ha! That's how I just gave up the thing. The woman was started selling Zobo from her house. When they buy the Zobo, they'll throw it away.
That that
But
that
I couldn't go
that's
back to selling it.
that just leads you to where the young lady that did what she did was she just jumped on the same bandwagon. So it's our
That
natural
she's been
thing.
seeing others
So
do.
exactly, because she hopes that by saying that she becomes what?
Famous.
We have to realize that
But what
I
kind of
don't know.
fame? Because there's fame and then there's infamy. And
So
I
once
think people don't even understand the difference that there's fame and there's infamy. There's fame that you did something that people think, oh my God, that's amazing. And then there's infamy where people think, oh my God, this person is not
did
really
you
a nice
see how
That's the thing,
person.
somebody?
though. That's the thing, though. In this, unfortunately, in this day and age, the
It
lines are
doesn't
pretty
matter.
muddled now. The
People
lines are
just want
muddled.
to
I mean, people
trend.
do shitty stuff,
It
and you see
doesn't
them
matter.
getting
Exactly,
jails.
but
You
at
see
the
them
end of the
getting
day, if you are
acting
blaming this
deals. Like,
girl,
the lines are very
Wait, wait, wait,
muddled
wait,
these
wait,
days.
wait, wait. Candy, finish
no,
what you're saying.
I'm
sorry,
saying that
sorry.
the everything, the lines are really blurred these days. I mean, you
Yeah.
see, I mean, who is that one people were talking about on Netflix? The guy, the Israeli guy. I mean, we were paying him to go to nightclubs with him. Like,
Right.
It's
like Abby,
these
what you
days,
just said
it's
is
all about that just 15 minutes of fame. I mean, whether it's
because
good fame or bad fame, it doesn't matter anymore.
exactly.
There are
I mean,
people
Abby, your point
there
I
are
think is
people
spot
who are
on.
going to
There's
want to
been
pay you
famous
for that thing or whatever.
and then
So
there's been infamous. But today it makes no difference. You can get paid whether it's a bad thing or a good thing. So people don't
exactly.
care anymore. There was some
Yeah.
chick who was on Dr. Phil years ago, and she was acting really ghetto, a white girl. She's now rich as fuck.
Oh,
Off of
catch me
just acting
outside.
like
Catch me
exactly.
outside.
So people don't
Yeah.
care anymore. But you're absolutely right. Like there's no distinction about what we're famous for, and it's because you're rewarded either way. So
Yep.
people don't
Okay,
care.
let's use
Abby.
you. Let's use you as is it Yule or Yol? I don't know,
Yeah,
whatever.
you.
So let's use
You.
Yule as an
Ruthless.
example. Okay, you. Let's use him as an example now. He did something. It was like, oh, it's a prank or whatever, whatever. As silly as that thing is, I can't imagine that somebody as supposedly sensible as him will think
A
that that would
grown man.
give him what he was
Do you
looking for
guys
in terms
believe
of
him?
politics.
I don't
Wait,
believe
what
him. I thought
prank?
he got into trouble. That's
Yeah,
why.
what prank?
The guy, the
No, you
polygamy
know,
thing.
Edoche came out and said, "Oh, he's introducing his
Yeah,
son
yeah.
by
He
his
said it's
second
a
wife."
prank.
He now came out and said, "Oh, it was a prank. That when he was the voice, when he was the best actor, nobody recognized him. When he was the best voice, nobody recognized him. When he came out for presidency, nobody recognized him. But as soon as he said he has a son by another woman, everybody imagine over 60,000 posts, comments under his post. That
Really?
Nigeria should gather and buy him the ticket
The
for
ticket
the
for
presidency."
No, when we are discussing this, let us not
I
forget.
want to
Let us
smoke
not
what he's
forget.
smoking.
Sorry, let us not forget Paris Hilton and what's her name?
And
Kanye's wife, Kim
Richie,
Kardashian.
Lionel
Nico
Richie.
Uh,
Richie.
Lionel Richie's
Nico Richie
daughter.
and Kim Kardashian. Do you know that Paris Hilton chased Clout to the point whereby she came out and told us her dog was missing. The whole world panicked for hours with that Chihuahua dog. Everybody was worried. Some people could not eat. Some people had high blood
What?
pressure because her dog got missing.
When did this happen?
Wait. Now let me finish. Then some people even went to the hospital, were depressed. Within that 7 hours of the dog getting missing, then all of a sudden they found the dog. CNN announced it, and the whole world was relieved. And you should think that this is a stupid thing to do, but guess what? The mainstream media sometimes pander into all these things. It is not just local, it's not just on a lower tier level. Sometimes the mainstream media encourages this nonsense.
Because like Bumi said, we started rewarding being infamous and famous at the same time. You just get rewarded, and the point,
It
the
doesn't
rewards,
matter what you
yeah,
have.
the rewards for them are limitless. The rewards could be more viewership, more
Abby,
adverts, more people. So let's do it
Abby,
either way. We don't care.
I was
Let's do
telling
it
a
either
story
way.
last week. Sorry, last week I was telling a story about Kim Kardashian, and a lot of people didn't catch it. When she was crying that her son found out something about.
Yes, yes, yes,
I
yes.
don't have the details. Now I'm thinking to myself. Sometimes when I watch these things, and I don't ask for them, they just come up on my YouTube. I don't go out seeking people
Really?
like
Because
Kim
I was sure
Kardashian.
you were trolling her from the day that
No,
she
no, the
posted.
thing just came up.
How
Then
would
all
you
of
get
a
by the
sudden,
grace of God when your kids?
no. I actually I watched this guy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, right? He's the one that pops up on my screen. So they were saying that the son found out about the sex tape. There's another sex tape. Then she started crying and called Kanye to talk about it. And I'm like, wait, hold
Did
up.
that really happen? Seriously, she didn't prepare for that this whole time. She
Wait,
didn't know that
now
day
that's
was
how
gonna come.
now I want to analyze it. Then I'm like, this is the stuff that made you who you are because you're a talentless human being. This is what made people know you. You don't have any iota. If they measure talent in standard units, she has 0.00.
Wait,
However,
so
she's
it's
a good
not
business
talent
person.
again. I thought being able to
But
be good in bed is a
I'm not being,
talent now.
wait, no, that's not a talent. There are women
Ah,
who do better that are unknown. Okay? So, but this is where I'm going to. You rode on top of fame with that silly act, right? And while it was going on, and we thought that shame would prevail, or common sense, you and your mom went to go and buy rights of that same tape that made you infamous. to make money from that thing. Have you forgotten? How she and her mom got the rights for that thing.
I didn't ever
Now,
remember that.
yeah,
But if they was going to make money, at least let the money comes to them now.
wait now, the money even got to them and everything, and she was known. At what point did she sit down to think that she has a womb? And sometime, one day, things will come out of the womb, and they'll be breathing, and they'll have common sense, and they'll have schoolmates and classmates who they interact with. At what point? We do stupid things thinking that it doesn't matter right now. When we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. Guess what? People always drown when they try
The
crossing.
bridge is always nearer than we think.
The future is not that far. We always think it's so far. There's a lot of crazy things I did as a young person. Sometimes when I sit down in my chair and in retrospection, I'm like, I shouldn't have done this.
I like Kim, and I have a lot of respect for what she achieved. And I think being good in bed and being sexy, unfortunately, is a skill today. Yeah, but Kim proved it. Kim proved that having an ass is more likely to get you places than being good at algebra. It's not just an indictment on her; it's an indictment on our whole world. It's an indictment on our whole fucking world. You know?
Oh my
God for exposing that about us and making a killing in the process.
Again, if we look
that you didn't think about the fact that one day Hakim is gonna be like, Mama, is this you?
Have you finished?
But if we look at, like, can you remember earlier this year or late last year? Can you remember earlier this year or late last year, a guy who had been talking about marriage and that any man who cheats on his wife is a fool, and then he came out, and he came out that he was cheating on his wife.
Do you know why he suffered? Do you know why Derek Jackson suffered? Derek Jackson was the first person, among the first people to start attacking Kevin Samuels when Kevin Samuels started his own show. So the crowd was divided. You understand? So Kevin Samuel fans and Derek Jackson fans now, they were separated. Unfortunately, and I felt bad for Derek Jackson because he was really attacking Kevin Samuels. When this thing came out, and unfortunately, Kevin Samuel had just done an episode like 2 months before that thing happened, explaining the character of people like Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson fell into the trap. Exactly what Kevin Samuel predicted, that's what he did. Exactly. So he brought his wife and put her in front. I'm ashamed. My wife understands. He was holding the wife tied deeper life scarf on her head. I'm ashamed. Like, come on.
I think, to be honest, I'm just piggybacking on what we said about Kim and thinking about it, and it's true. But to be honest, what we have to realize is the times are changing. What we think were our own problems are not our own problems anymore. When we grew up, we had bigger problems than the kids now. So we have moved from even an industrial era to a point where imagine that your child will one day walk in and tell you that my career path is I want to be a social media influencer. If you go and tell my dad that, he will get up from the grave and slap me. Are you even okay? Can you even solve any problem? But we're moving towards this thing, so it's making it harder.
Let me make you laugh. Sorry, let me make you laugh. I told my daughter I wanted to go and study social work. I've always loved to do social work from a very long time. And she asked me, said, why do I want to do it? I said, because I want it. So you want to do it so that people can say, congratulations, you have passed this sociology, graduates, whatever you want to do, or you want to do it because there's a purpose for it. And I started looking at myself. This is my child asking me this question. She was 14 or 13 at the time. And I started looking and I'm like, I said, no, can you just be real with yourself? I don't need that answer, but can you answer it yourself? And I'm like, just shut up. Don't say that. I said, but I'm being realistic with you. Why do you want to do it? It's a question. And the sister said, I want to do biz admin. He said, you want to go to university? You actually want to go to university to study biz admin? And in my head, I'm thinking, this is the course I went to school to study. I said, are you insulting me? And I felt really like, this is me. And it was like, I felt really small, honestly.
Do you know that that's what I wanted to tell you?
Exactly.
You know that your daughter was just playing you. Your daughter was playing you. This is how you talk to people.
Ron,
Same thing.
Ron, the thing is that when you look at today's children,
They will
you know,
analyze
before
everything.
when we were growing up, the idols that our parents told us that we also followed to have were people like Wale Soyinka, Cyprian Ekwensi, like people who went to school, who studied. But now, when you tell kids, they'll tell you Steve Jobs, the guy who owns Microsoft, Elon Musk,
They didn't go
like
to
all the
university. They were in the
like they
garage.
dropped out of school. They dropped
Yes,
out of
now.
school. But do you have the same brain as Elon Musk or the Bill Gates and that's the question, because when I was a teaching assistant, yeah, and you ask average school children, what do you want to be when you grow up? I swear, for every I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, you got 50. I want to be famous. College, even in college, where there are 18, 17, 16 year olds, you will still ask, and the answer is, I want to be famous. Whatever it is that they're doing, they're not doing it that, oh, I want to earn money out of it, or I want to, have a career path. Is how quickly can this thing take me to fame?
Well,
Wait,
okay, so
Bumi should talk. Sorry. Bumi, you have the floor.
well, I hate to be boring, but I have to bring capitalism into
Whoa,
it.
God.
Oh my God. Could we have
Bumi.
escaped this? Could we have
I
escaped
don't
this?
see your socks back.
Honestly, I actually feel very, very sorry for Nigerian youth. They're just in a really bad situation. I mean, everything you guys have said today has been spot on and completely accurate. And if you're as old as me, you even remember how we were in the 70s and 80s.
No, but
Our
you look
values were
good. You
completely
look good.
different.
Don't be telling us your age.
Our values were completely different. We worship people who are smart and intelligent. The discourse level was completely different. But there's been a general dumbing down of the population.
Yeah, education. The education system is gone.
But it's on purpose.
But then
and
again,
Nigeria,
Education is no more in the classroom. It's on social media now. No more in
yeah,
classroom.
but then again,
So
that's
hold on. Can I just finish the point?
Finish.
There were several. Sorry, fine. There are several trends that are affecting Nigeria, and one of it is that America is no longer an industrialized country. It's now a financialized country. So we have a completely different job landscape. So there aren't as many jobs for professionals and liberal arts degree people as there used to be. You're either really, really highly skilled, which is that you have 2 or 3 degrees now. You're a psychologist and an economist, or you're a developer and an accountant. Those are the kind of people who are being employed in the West today. Or you're a gig worker, or you are a social media influencer, or you athlete or something in sports. But that large scale jobs for professional people who are educated, they're not there anymore. So like when we were growing up, there used to be that meme going around about Nigeria that you could only be 3 things: lawyer, doctor, or a disgrace to the family. And it was so true, and it was so funny when we're growing up, but it's not true now. Our soccer players are the ones with the money. Our Nollywood stars are the ones with the money. Our Afrobeat stars are the ones with the money. At the same time, Nigeria's population has exploded, and there are less jobs in Nigeria as well, because we got caught under the neoliberalism thing. So we're experiencing almost exactly what America is experiencing. So there's no outlet for these people. They're just brainwashed every day by what they see on social media. They see people blowing up that way. They don't see anybody blowing up from studying accounting. So, here we are.
Exactly. I agree.
If you were saying,
just to add what Bumi was saying, and that was what I was trying to drive is the education that we have was based off of when there was industrialization in the world. So we all learned maths, English, and a lot of things so we could fill those jobs. The problem is education has changed. We haven't changed the system. So no matter how much we tweak this system, we haven't changed the system. And
we don't have the education for it.
She's spot on by saying it's the same thing happening in the US. A college degree is almost worthless because you can actually go learn coding and earn 3 times the amount you
More.
earn, because
Yeah.
that's the real education. So the only thing that is holding up, and funny enough, sorry to say this, the only thing that is holding up the education in places like America is because there are foreign students paying their fees to hold up their education.
Yeah.
Because every other person takes a student loan and doesn't pay till you die.
That's so
This is
true.
the truth
I
about
lived
this
here.
is the truth about, so that's what's still holding it up. But because in Nigeria we haven't been able to change, the one tool that should become our education is what is spoiling our youth. People can learn things off the internet, off YouTube, off anything online. But because you're not showing them, you're not using it to teach them, of course, they'll use it to destroy them. It's easier to. Have you ever tried using YouTube to learn something that is hard? I'll give you guys an instance.
I have.
I'll give you an instance. So I do the Rubik's Cube. I actually do the Rubik's Cube. I had to learn it. But to learn it, I realized that there are so many videos on it on YouTube. But for a 49-minute video, it took me almost a week to learn it.
You know, I've been trying to do that thing my whole life. I still can't do it. The whole thing. I can only do one side.
That's the thing. But the breakthrough I found out was because we haven't gone back to how we learn things. When we teach kids things, we teach them in small chunks at a time. So you could teach them one thing and teach it for 1 week before you move to the next one. That's how you learn the Rubik's Cube. That's how you learn. But because we haven't done that, we want to learn it all at once. It leads to the same thing. We want to blow all at once. We want to get rich all at once. So we get back to what we're talking about, the itch, the need, the addiction for all at once. Anything that takes time. If you tell somebody that it's going to take you 4 years in IT to make it, the person will say, I'm not doing IT. I want something I'll do.
If we go back to, sorry, if we go back to even in England here, many times when you hear people our age, when they're going to university, you hear them going, oh, I'm going to study classics, I'm going to study history, I'm going to study architecture. But they study this and then they're out here going, okay, what am I using these classics to do? What am I using this history to do? Because a lot of these things and now even universities are struggling to get anybody to come in to take these subjects because technically they're useless, they're obsolete. And that's why a lot of universities now are now taking on coding. They're taking on all the things that were not normal subjects, but they've had to bring them in because nobody's taking the traditional ones.
Let's save this topic. Let's save this topic. Write it down. Let's save this as a special topic because it's really deep. I see where you're coming from. It's a very deep one. Let's save it as a standalone.
Okay, let's save it. Well, anyways,
I want to piggyback off of something Ifeanyi said about the culture of wanting of quick money. It's especially bad in Nigeria for 2 reasons. One is the gospel of prosperity, which believes in miracles and miracle money.
Oh, God, please, let's clap for her.
Absolutely.
See, you people don't understand. I can get Bumi to do the right things with the right pressure. I always know how to
and the second thing is reality of Nigeria, actually, because that's actually how life works. Now, those of us who live in the West, we know that free money never comes your way. Never. Everything is budgeted to the last dime. But people in Nigeria...
Hip-hop music videos, Uncle. Hip-hop music videos, Uncle. Didn't they contribute?
Hey, bruh. Do you know how much? Do you know the kind of work you are going to do before you even earn $1,000 on a
video? Don't interrupt me. What I'm trying to say is that it's not that Nigerians are just being crazy. This is actually, there's too much, life is too like that in Nigeria already. People just blow up all of a sudden. Politicians, pastors, people just give you alerts, just send you money. That shit actually happens. So it's a part of their reality. Like if you live in America or the UK where nothing free comes your way ever. Everything
you don't see giveaway.
Every month is the same. There's no thank you. There's no giveaway.
There's no giveaway. There's no sapa ad. Don Jazzy. Freaking my account.
Let me make you laugh about the story I just heard this weekend. This happened this weekend. A woman, somebody I know, went to church, and a woman came to church to give testimony and testify that her son's business is doing well, that the son's napping business is doing well. Yes.
Napping.
What
As
word
in
rhymes with
sleeping.
napping?
Napping.
Nope.
What's napping?
As in kidnapping business is doing well.
Oh
So
my
look
God.
forward to it.
okay.
Now the mother didn't have an idea of what she said because she's an Igbo woman. She just says her son that napping business with the son they do. God on they bless them. The things are coming.
Hey,
Okay. So what would you say? And asked that they should pray for the child. Please.
call the
Yeah.
police and hand over mama to them.
No. Do you know that what if
As
I
far as
say
they're
this too?
concerned, it's a testimony.
Do you know
That
that
prayer
if
that they
I
were
were
praying, that's
police,
God answering that prayer.
wait now, do you know if I'm Inspector General of Police and I want to be solving cases, I'll put policemen in all churches and wait for testimony and report. That's
Oh my
all.
God.
By the time I compile all the testimonies, I will
You know
find
how
who is a criminal and who is not. All the
so
crime
true.
stories happen during testimonies.
true.
You listen
So
to all
true.
sorts of rubbish as testimonies.
And
Anyway,
you believe,
we are missing
because
one
you
point.
don't know that what you just said is a testimony is actually a crime, and they'll be thanking God.
Uh-huh.
They'll be like, building
Yes, now,
churches.
and everybody, they are not only thanking God, they are tapping into the grace.
When
They
I
are tapping
had this
into the
story, when I
grace
had this
of
story, and because
the
of who he
crime.
was from, and when she said napping, I had the same question. What was napping? Then it occurred to me, it was just kidnapping
I
business.
thought
That's what it is.
sleeping. I thought
I did
sleeping.
too.
How is it sleeping business? How does that give you money? How does that give you money?
She was
No,
being
like,
sarcastic that her son was lazy or something. Jesus Christ.
Bumi, we missed
well,
one part.
people.
How about corporate entities endorsing all level of immoralities as branding? I'll give a classical example. There's somebody, I don't like him. Sorry, not that I hate him as a person. I don't like what he represents. His name is Portable, right? He's very popular now.
Zazu.
Zazu and everything. While I was still praying, while I was still in my house praying for him that somebody should take him to a rehab center and rehabilitate him and all that so that he can be normal. Then comes Odogu Bitters. I think it's Odogu Bitters. They now made it the brand ambassador, gave him extra money.
No, there is not Odogu, is the other one. No, this is the Alakpeni Bitters or something.
It's not
Is
Odogu
the
No,
Yoruba
it's
Bitters?
No, it's Odogu that I always talk about.
It's
Odogu?
Odogu
Odogu.
Bitters now. Yes, now
Always
Obi
done.
Kibana made him brand ambassador. And I was sitting, I was like,
Did you see where he came to London and one pastor gave him almost like £1,000?
3,000, they said. I don't know.
£3,000.
I'm getting
That one's a
there.
criminal.
Wait, I'm getting there first. Now, the mere fact that a person, and we're talking about values here. The mere fact that a character like that was endorsed with that huge amount of money that an average decent banker will not earn in 1 year, you carried and gave him as a brand ambassador to go and promote madness in public. Then you still go to London. A pastor that is even supposed to understand that there's spiritual problem and psychological problem wrong with this guy.
So that one is a criminal. The one that gave him money is a criminal.
Well, no, let's just call
I had
a
that
spade a
story
spade.
too.
It's
So
a
we heard
supposed
these stories.
pastor. Yeah, a supposed pastor gave him £3,000. Don't you see where the problem is coming from? Companies now feel that they cannot succeed without this person.
Why shall I not go sing song like this? Okay,
The-
well,
the-
I'm on that they do
the-
chorus
the-
with me.
the-
Pakala,
the
pakala,
thing is-
pakala, pakala.
The thing is,
Anytime I'm having hope for you, you just fall my hands. Anytime I'm having hope for you,
I hate to say
you
it wrong.
just fall my
Ah,
hands.
I beg go. Baby said, make they give me £3,000. I have school fees to pay.
Ron, the only thing I can say
Ron.
about it is it boils down to what Bumi said about capitalism. Our value system is simply money now, no more. Let's be
Nothing
honest.
else.
Our value system is driven by money right now.
Absolutely.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
So it's about how much did you make? How much can you make? That's why Portable can get all those deals, because I've seen that off his popularity, I could piggyback of it and make some more
Big
money.
brother,
It's
all
as
the big
simple.
brothers
It's
now.
as money.
They were getting
It's money
endorsed.
driven.
Oh, sorry, we missed it. We should have started from the pyramid. Big brother. We missed it. Sorry. And you know what? Anytime I got wind of Big Brother after season 2, I got my senses back. and understood it wasn't a show I was supposed to watch it. You know why? You know why? Because I'm very analytical. I was watching the show and I was like, the reward system does not make sense. I'd rather you do something that pushes a human being to the edge of his capabilities than you reward him for being intelligent, smart, or something. But for Big Brother, I saw that there's no real clear-cut definition for anything reward. It's all about how many people you can attract with your stupid behavior. Then you win the prize. It's not about character. And people thought it was character. It has nothing to do with character.
Now
So you
that
can
be
go
the
to
original Clout chaser now.
yes, sir. You can go there and become an imbecile in the process of chasing clouds, and you become the winner. 20 million naira, 50 million naira, big money there, just like that. And guess what? A lot of people are addicted to Big Brother. Every time I preach against it, they'll say, yes, it's bad, it's bad. People like Abby and will go back and
No, me, I'm not a fan. No, I'm not a fan.
No, the only time I actually have watched Big Brother Nigeria was the one with White Money. And because of the way he was singing and everything, like he's a really jovial person. So I was like, I be hearing White Money, White Money, White Money. I was like, oh yeah, make we see, because I've never watched Big Brother Nigeria. So I was like, okay, this guy is funny. And he and Pere always faced off. And no matter what Pere did to him, he would just be like, oh, he would just smile, he would laugh.
Like,
okay.
What did I just tell you guys? And I was even joking when I said Abby actually watches it. And she was just
no, as I said, I've never watched it before. It was that White Money that made me to go and watch it.
Ask yourself a question. Everybody, let's think critically and logically here. Of what purpose is it to put people inside like a cage, like what do they call it? A pigeon's cage. You put pigeons in a cage and you start watching them from morning to night.
Experiment, social experiment.
See, if you
but think about it, Ron. Think about it. When we're growing up, the people you saw on TV were paid professionals. They were paid actors. They're paid journalists. They're all paid professionals. Then we went into it first started with talk shows.
I didn't take my medication.
Oprah started it. Remember in the 80s, there were so many of them. Sally, Jesse, Raphael, what the fuck her name was. So many. Lori, Debbie Spring. So many of them. That was the first time that ordinary people were allowed on TV as ordinary people. And we just got addicted and ran with it. And part of it was because people who would never have been made money or been famous in their life, because they're not necessarily highly educated or skilled or talented in anything, suddenly found a way to fame and stuck. When MTV did Real World, it was a wrap. Now, that is a legitimate career path for so many people. Just going on TV, spilling your life out there. That's how a lot of people earn a living. It's insane. It's insane because we've just become collectively more narcissistic. Sorry, go on, Candy.
Also, I just want to say, like, I've never really been into like reality shows, or I've never watched Big Brother or anything. But like Ron's question about why people watch these things, I think part of it is also people want to get away from their own real lives. I'm sorry, like people want to get away. I mean, there's so many of these shows, and you wonder like, why the fuck is someone gonna spend their time killing their brain cells watching this stuff? But the reality of it is sometimes you want to see people's own shit, you know, and you want to makes you forget about your own shit.
Yeah, you want to see you want to see people worse than you so you can feel better.
Guess what? Even those reality shows that you love so much are also manipulated. Like, they are deliberate. They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I know. And like I said, I don't even really watch any. I like if I'm watching.
I was an avid fan of the entire Real Housewives franchise. I watched everything.
I watched
every single one. Chelsea, Cheshire, Potomac, New County, everything. I watch everything. I don't know what I asked myself. I said, Abby, you're watching these women that have money, being given more money to oppress with the money, and you don't have shingba in your pocket.
But that's why it's called. That's why these things are sometimes called guilty pleasures, because you're like, you know that Not
I
adding
was
any
like,
value, but you still,
if I
yeah.
cannot get
Don't-
husband that will carry me to this kind of life, I don't want to watch again.
No, I watched I watched Black Ink
It's just that it's
Crew
out of
for some
control
two
now.
episodes. I've watched Black Ink Crew like 1 or 2 seasons. But here is the thing. Yeah, I agree with you that people are looking for escapism, right? But when we start committing our finances into all these Big Brother and using SMSs to vote and do all those things, it becomes a problem. You're endorsing it.
Yeah, wrong. But I also think also, in addition to escapism, the
I thank
alternative
the Lord
is
for my
hard.
Jebu roots.
The alternative is really hard. What's the alternative? That I should use my time to learn something that is profitable. My brother, it's hard to learn. So I rather just watch. Is it true? I'm sure you've had this expression. People say, "I want soft life." It's like when you tell me, it's like when a lady tells me, "I want to be taken care of." There's certain things you tell me. I want to relax and be taken care of. No, it used to be that okay, yes, I want a man to actually maybe love me or do something. But now it's almost like okay, we're choosing the alternative of the soft
They
way
can
out.
keep the love.
So
I
we
want
can't
soft
learn
life.
anything else. We can't learn anything else. So when I see it, yes, initially it starts from escapism, then it becomes this is just what I can do, and then you see people own that state of mind. Like these are my TV shows. I need to watch my shows, and then all of a sudden you can't move them out of it. So how else do you do? Somebody will rather sit and watch.
Like the Telemundo now. Telemundo in Nigeria.
Bumi, let me remind you something that you will laugh if I say it. Do you remember in the 80s, if a news broadcaster or a TV presenter had to call the name of an artist, they always called the real name first, then they paused, then called the stage name.
Say popularly known as.
Known as. Guess what?
Yes, popularly known as.
Today, with a straight face, a CNN reporter say, Future, it was just call the artist name by the stage name.
Wow.
Have you noticed the change? Before they call your real name, then they'll say in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, they will always call your government name, then they will call your
stupid names that rappers give themselves.
Yes, but now you can have a full conversation on a dialogue, a full dialogue on network, not international network program, calling those stupid nicknames, addressing the artist. You know, you've not noticed the change.
I generally stay away from mainstream media, but I see your point.
No, it's like when 50 decided that it was 50 cents, then it was 50, then it was
that was PDD.
I don't know.
It came out as Sean It came out as Sean Combs. Then later I said it's PDD. Then later I said it's Diddy. Then he said it's Puff Daddy again. Then when that was not enough, we went to Jay-Z. It was it was Jay-Z. Then it was J. Then later it became Hova. Then he merged it and became Jehovah. Then he went back again to Jay-Z. And like each time he kept changing, switching.
Please, my own artist name is Abenge, the Wonder Queen. Please, when you are addressing me, address me right. Abenge, the Wonder Queen. I'm going to help you call my name stupid.
Sorry. Mataras is asking why does it have to be stupid? Let me explain why it's stupid. Now, when they were
about to close show. Sure.
Wait, let me just quickly explain it, please. Mata, this is the problem. When they were calling their government name, then pause and give the stage name, it made whoever is watching to understand that this is an act, this is a craft, this is a business or a job he's doing. So when you're watching them, you're watching them with the mindset of, oh, this guy is displaying his skill. Now, when you take off the government name and you, that is supposed to be a mainstream outlet, is calling them directly by these funny names, you now make it like a lifestyle or a reality whereby people can aspire as. There was a time when artists dressed in a certain way, everybody would not dress like. How many people dress like Michael Jackson while he was on his heyday? Very few people. Not everybody could dress.
Michael.
But guess what? If we resurrect Michael Jackson today, and he becomes a megastar again, trust me, people will start dressing like him. Because
people even
we've
dress like him now.
no, yeah, they do,
They
but it
carry
wasn't so.
shades and pieces of him, and either the jacket, the glove, the hats. They always wear something or the
But
other.
yeah, but it's usually impersonators. But today,
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
ordinary people who are not impersonators, looking like Kim Kardashian, looking like Kanye.
Surgery. I know. There's a
Oh my
trans guy
God, that's
who
so
did
true.
who
There's
did
people who are
surgery.
to look like
There's a trans
some
guy.
celebrities.
I'll send you a photo.
That's a topic for another day. Trust me.
That's a topic for another day. You don't even have to do surgery. There are some people who just use this prosthetic thing and they change their faces.
If you go into it, you would be shocked. You would lose your mind. Trust me, you will lose. Just leave it for another day. Just don't even go there. Don't go there.
Yes, let's
Always
not
I'm
go
trying
there,
to look
beg.
for people.
Well, I
Don't
want to
don't go there.
say, let's close the show because it's over 3 hours. We've talked and
Oh,
talked. So I want to say massive thank you to let me start from the beginning to make sure that I get
Start
to
from the beginning.
to Abby Fash, to Mr. H, to Mayor O, to Ifeanyi, Bumitela, Candy, DJ Wiki Wiki, Ron, to Timinino Silva, to actually your brother is actually online, Ron.
So yeah, I just saw him, Francis.
Yes, Francis Monye, and then to Materazzi. I hope I've covered every single person. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. Until we do this again, same time, same place next week. Woo! And we're gonna be having another scintillating topic for you. Well, take care and God bless. Bye.
Bye, people.
Ron, the broadcast no end though.